Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whoa!
Yo.
We're back.
Feels like it's been forever, even though it hasn't been.
We're
It's
back.
been 1 week, my friends.
We got Adam from Saipan out here.
Woo!
How you doing, buddy?
We're international now.
Yeah, man.
You make us international.
Well, and
You
that
like
was the thing that was hilarious is Aaron kept giving me shit about watch the podcast. I'm like, I'll watch the podcast.
Watch it. Listen.
Well, no, I usually watch it. If
They have TVs over there?
It's far, buddy.
It's pretty remote and rural, but
We'll send some.
But anyway, he always says like, oh yeah, I see the one listener out in the CNMI.
Yeah, North Mariana Islands. I'm
Yeah.
like,
There he is.
He's listening.
Fucking Spreaker keeps track.
You ever can look that shit up all the time, buddy.
They're better than Homeland Security. Who the fuck's looking? I got your zip code. I know exactly where you live. I can
Man.
show
Jesus
up on your door.
Christ. Yeah, you probably Google Earth. That motherfucker, he's out there. He's outside.
It's always outside.
So you're back in the States. So what was that row like? You had to row to like Japan to hop on a plane? Like what the fuck?
It was a long trip. It's
Motorboat, son of a bitch.
Saipan, then you go south to Guam, which is the
Fuck me. You went to Guam?
yeah, and then you go up to Japan, and then over
Are
to
you
San Francisco.
That sounds dumb. You had to go all the way to Guam. Which
It was a 30-minute plane ride. It's a big,
was it really?
Yeah, it's a big United plane. So they come up, and then they literally just go right back.
They hand
down.
you the peanuts and we're landing right now.
They don't even give you. They give you nothing.
Those
You
Chauncey
literally
bitches.
just up, down, and then
But it's a good plane, like fucking jet engine, not a prop plane. They're not.
yeah,
like,
it's
hey,
not. We do have the prop planes are for the other islands. So if you want to go,
We're not doing a hop right
you
now.
want to go
right?
to Tinian, you want to go to Rota, you use the puddle jumper plane.
Why don't they just fly you from Guam to the States? You got to go back to Japan. What's up
Well,
with that?
because because you want it to be international, so that you can get the meals and the booze and all that other stuff.
Oh,
Because
I see
if you do,
I
we
see
did
what
it
you're
once, and it was
I
you don't
see.
you get zero entertainment. So you go from Guam to Hawaii to San Francisco, no food, no entertainment, nothing.
It's like fucking prison out here.
Oh, yeah, and you'd think, okay, well maybe it'll cut a couple $100 off. No, the ticket's the same price.
Then why fucking do it?
Because of the free booze and
Well,
Free
sure.
booze. No food, but booze.
Dude.
Some people do it because they, for whatever reason, they can't travel outside the United States.
Now they
So
got
then
them
you have to-
Deweys.
Yeah, so you have to stay.
Joe!
I have a horror story. The H, not the W. Coming
Oh,
back
okay.
Coming
Well,
back.
there's both.
Coming back from Greece, we land in JFK. Horrible airport. Horrible. We're 2 hours late on the tarmac for some goddamn reason. Another plane must have broke down or whatever. So we're missing our flight back from Alaska to Seattle to make it home from Greece. So obviously we miss it. And we're running on the tarmac looking like dumbasses, me and my wife. And we get
Like the scene from Home Alone.
to customs in New York and JFK, and it's fucking flooded with people. It was like my soul left my body. It punched me right in the face. And so much in the fact that me being afraid of like germs and shit, I was so hungover on the flight because we drank like 2 bottles of wine coming home that I was looking at this lady's water bottle in her fucking bag, and I was about ready to steal it and drink it. That's how thirsty I was, and how fucking like I'm done with this shit.
I didn't know you were.
my mouth!
Yeah, pilotophobia or whatever they fucking call it. Yeah, dude. I don't know. I've been dealing with that my whole life, but
You have all the phobias.
I got
That's
all.
fucked up.
What did COVID fuck you up then?
Nah, I didn't even fuck about COVID. My body's strong. I don't give a
Well,
fuck
you're
about
saying
He,
you're
he
afraid
cares
of.
about germs, but COVID. Nah, I'm good.
No, that was genetically engineered.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
it's
just
Hey, at least you,
about.
you heard it here first. 3 Shots Podcast.
like as a alpha maybe / beta male, I don't want to go out by a virus. You know what I'm saying? Like if
Alpha Beta, is that you sexually changing yourself into something?
if I had like a life threatening disease, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna do some shit. I'm gonna do some skydiving. You know, I'm gonna do some
You
fucking
can come to Saipan and do that if you want.
MMA or whatever. I'm gonna go out when I want to go out, not when.
You're checking your own clock kind
but
of
I
deal?
don't want to be. I don't want
I'm
to be.
gonna die on Tuesday at 10:30 p.m.
I don't want to be.
Perfect.
I don't want to be on man
Get that gun loaded.
You know, I don't. wanna
we
be
don't
on,
condone suicide,
I
so
don't want to be
Two
on
Shots
man
Podcast, by the
answers
way.
right now. There's fucking snails out there with parasites that'll fucking eat your brain out. Like, goddamn, bro, I don't want that shit.
There's also parasites on that. Eat your ass out too. Those
Yeah.
are the ones you want.
Them whores. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, you just said that.
The hard H.
So did you finish this horror story? It was just that you were
finished the
so
horror.
fucking thirsty. You were gonna steal this water.
So like we're coming back, right? So like what you're saying, like you get the free wine, right? We're in business class.
Oh,
okay.
Damn.
So we're
Three Shots
up there,
podcast people.
and we're fucking spitting on the fucking,
That's where you got it from.
Whatever.
That's why you fucking spit on our floor.
whatever's
You
behind
got it from
us.
fucking Greece. Fucking hairy ass
So
motherfuckers.
we're in
Jesus.
business class. I remember watching 2 movies. So flying to Greece, I'm losing time. So I had to be sober. Coming in,
Yes,
I'm
you
losing
do.
time.
Yes.
And when I land, that was a shit show too, because my wife's like, "There's no Airbnb, there's no taxi. We're taking the monorail, the train." I'm like, "We're gonna take the fucking train?" Oh my god! By the way, people
It's
going,
called the civilized world, there, Joe.
people going,
No third country.
people
What?
going
Third world
international. I was like, asked my wife, like, did you like call your phone and let them know like you need some Wi-Fi over here, or some internet service, or some fucking where are we going service out here? No. I was like, fuck. I did, but T-Mobile sucks ass, and they fucked up the whole fucking thing. So we hop on this monorail, or not a monorail, a fucking subway from the airport, right?
Monorail and subway are so different, dude. What?
And
Where are you going?
It's a fucking train. So the guy that tells us the Airbnb is like, "Hey, go to this stop," because he didn't want us to get confused, because they literally have
Thank you, sir.
3 lines: blue, red, and green.
Uh-huh.
You could have just told us, get off the blue line and take the green line at this stop, or just get off the blue line right here and just walk the mile. No. And what's Daddy wearing? I'm coming from Idaho. I'm wearing fucking sweats. I land in Greece. It's hot as shit. Land in Greece. Hop on this fucking train. We're going. God knows where the fuck we're going. We stop at our stop. The Airbnb tells us that, right? We come up. I instantly realized my phone is not working. But my wife fortunately saved the data or the map to get from the train
Nice.
from here to the thing. And we had to walk.
That's probably why you married her.
We had to walk 2
He
miles.
doesn't even know how to tie a shoe, dude.
Yeah, I married her because I wanted to travel international, and she's done it before. So I trusted
Small
her.
steps, baby. Small steps.
I
Solved it,
trusted
dude.
she knew what she was doing, but she did not know what she was doing, because we could have just took the train at Theos and been right there. Like, I remember the fucking train station. We were right there.
I've watched Spartacus. I know where I'm going.
So we come up off the train. I'm in sweats. It's hot as fuck. It's 107 degrees.
Why do you think they wear Birkenstock sandals and
I
fucking
came
mini
from
dresses,
fucking
dude?
snowy
Come
Idaho,
on.
bro. It was cold as shit. And plus, I'm drunk from all the wine we had. And we had to walk like 2 miles to our destination. If only he would have said, like, just get off at the blue line, take the green train line,
Yeah.
which literally it has English and Greece on the train line. It says, go here, green line. Okay, we'll hop on the green train. Done.
Yeah.
Literally would have been a 200-yard walk, which was a perfect place. My wife got Airbnb, but yeah, that fucking walk, dude. Oh my God, I thought we were gonna fucking die. Like, I had no idea. We couldn't contact anybody. Our phones weren't working. So like, you're literally. I'm back in 1990. Like right now. Like, what do I do? Pulling up fucking Google spreadsheets. You know, like where are we going out here?
Where's your map quest?
Kind of. I'm gonna land in
He's
Saipan.
printing out directions just to fucking get there. You know, fucking
Yeah.
goddamn book of like 20 pages.
Which
Yeah.
I don't
that's where
think
we
people.
gotta
I don't
go.
think people realize that. Like when you leave Saipan, do you got to tell your phone provider like, "Hey, I'm going to the States," or do they
no,
have fucking service out there?
Well, Saipan's an American territory.
No, they're not. Yeah, are they?
he's gonna argue with me.
Well, for the history lesson, we're actually one of the 2 commonwealths. So Puerto Rico is a commonwealth.
Guam?
The CNMI is a commonwealth. Guam is a territory. U.S. Virgin Islands is
So
a
you're
territory.
Commonwealth. So
American.
not a territory. So fuck off. I was right.
Oh, you didn't
Mark
know
it up.
shit. Shut up.
Mark it up.
So and the
Fucking
biggest
gay.
difference, what that is, territory is they didn't have a choice. Commonwealth means they had a choice. So
So my wife's the territory.
She's a Commonwealth.
She had no choice, but you said.
Yeah, so the CNMI wanted to be part of the United States. Puerto Rico wanted to be part of the United States. And the crazy thing is they actually when you do that, it gives you more freedom of what you want.
You get to pick and choose what laws you want to fucking establish.
Yeah. They actually say, look at the Bill of Rights. Look at the Bill of Rights, and you get to pick and choose which ones you want.
How fucking badass is that?
You could literally be like, Second Amendment, we don't want that one. And then that would be fine.
One of the best ones. What are you talking about, everybody?
Well, it's funny. They chose all 10. They chose all 10, and then we had a handgun law that you couldn't own a handgun in the CNMI, and then somebody said this is bullshit and went all the way up to the Supreme Court, and then they overturned it.
He was like the Joker, and he just pulled out like a 36-inch barrel handgun. Like, it's not a handgun. Look how big this fucking barrel is. It's like a rifle. What?
Shooting down planes and shit. Jesus.
All right. So
we should make this a fucking Commonwealth.
What?
The podcast room.
There you go.
You just
you have to have certain rights and shit you need to do.
It's all right. Voting rights.
So you had to fly.
3 of us.
So you had to fly to Guam, which is in the middle of the ocean, pretty much.
Well,
Pacific Ocean.
Yes,
and then you had to fly because Saipan's what, like 90 miles?
Are part of the same
Saipan is like what, Cuba for Japan? You got fucking drifters going over there to Japan. You know what I'm saying? How far is Saipan from Japan?
No, it's way too fucking far.
Is it?
Yeah.
Fuck, Google Maps makes it seem
you would
close.
You would
It's only that far away.
So we
half an inch.
The CNMI is 13 islands, and then there's an island Pagan that people will go to. It's uninhabited but really, really beautiful. And if you take a boat, it takes 24 hours just to get to that island, and that is not the northernmost island.
Oh, you must be taking a slow ass boat. You need some American muscle off there. Like, hey, what, are they driving a Toyota boat out here? What the fuck?
Hey, Toyota. It's the best thing ever.
It's probably super expensive over there.
Why don't you ask Adam what kind of truck he has?
I bet you have a Toyota 84.
I got a 2016 Toyota Tacoma.
It's probably worth $300,000 on Saipan, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a good deal with it.
I bet it is. Am I lying? Did you buy it on Saipan? Or did you ship it out?
No, I bought it on Saipan. I was really lucky. There was a manager at the Hyatt Regency hotel, and then he was moving to Japan, and he wanted to get rid of the truck that he bought brand new. So it only had 22,000 miles on it. It's a couple, 2-3 years old, and I paid $25,000 for it.
Perfect.
How big is Saipan? Is it like 1.5 miles by 2?
12.5 miles long, 6.5 miles wide.
Okay.
So what do you do on Saipan?
There's lots of stuff.
No, I mean, what do you do professionally?
I am an assistant professor.
I don't care about your hobbies. I'm not going over there to fucking.
Like, I care about your work.
Like, what do you do?
I am an assistant professor in English at the only community college there, Northern Marianas College.
Oh my gosh.
NMC. It's like NIC.
You're a professor.
Harvard on the ocean. We got Harvard on the lake.
Yeah.
God damn.
Okay.
So when you teach English, are you like when you say English, are you doing like literature, or are you like saying like writing essays, like
both? So the department is called Languages and Humanities. So we do speech communications, so like public speaking. We do composition. So Comp 1, Comp 2. We do Intro to Lit. We also do Pacific Island Lit, which is really fun to teach. And then we have developmental courses for students, like remedial classes.
Mm.
Yeah.
Do you? So what is their native language? Is it
Chamorro?
What the fuck?
Chamorro.
Do you know how to speak Chamorro?
I don't. I know.
So you have to tell the kids like, hey, unless you don't
words.
speak English, get the fuck out, because I can't teach you right now. Like, I don't know what Chamorro is. Is that a burrito? What are we talking about?
That's what you buy at the fair, dude. You know, you'll get the elephant ear and you get a Chamorro.
That sounds like a great food truck right now.
That's a churro.
Going to the damn it. I'm going to the Chamorro food truck, right? Like Chamorro. Okay.
Yeah, so Chamorro is...
Do you know some Chamorro?
Yeah, a little bit. So
how do you say
he's got some Chamorro in him. He's only like 2 foot tall, but he's there.
The biggest one would be like when we're friends.
Okay.
Everything ends with par. Like par in golf.
It's like his golf. I was going to say, it's like his golf game, baby.
Yeah, it's like, what's up, par? Yo, par.
So how do you say what's up in Chamorro?
I don't know how to say what's up.
You don't even know. You've been there for 10
the
years.
only one. Well, I didn't learn that.
He's American. He doesn't give two shits.
We go.
We conquer.
You learn my language.
That's how it goes.
Fuck your Chamorro, IE.
So Chamorro.
You wanna go to this
the only one that I can
college?
think of.
Do you know any Chamorro words?
Hey, par.
The other one is, but it's also the same in Tagalog. Is kind of. It's basically like fuck is leche. Leche.
Leche going on right now. It's
I
huge.
like it. That's a podcast name right there.
Leche par. Oh,
Leche
there you
par.
go.
Okay.
Fuck you, friends.
Yeah, it's basically like that. Well, they, everybody razzes you. Fuck you, par.
Fuck you. That's perfect.
Par.
I like it. Par. I like it. Par.
Yeah. How's your stroke game, par? You know what I'm saying?
Not par. It's on par.
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 Okay, I see it. I picked it up. I know what you're saying.
Speaking of the par, you're into golf?
Well, yeah. Honestly,
I'm
I don't want to give
I think I am.
I don't want to give a lot away,
No.
but yeah, I'm really good at golf, to be honest with you.
Give it away.
This
guy hasn't been golfing in like 10 years. He's a fucking line
I was
sack
going
of
to
shit.
say, I didn't give a shit if you were good at golf. I gave a shit if you like golf.
Oh,
English is hard for this one.
I
You want to
like-
teach him
I like
at
it.
the North
I
Marion
like it.
Islands
We had
fucking community
a-
college.
we had a
You can speak
podcast
par.
about this on Timmy's creatine and steroids. Like the hardest sport is golf, in my opinion.
It's not a sport. It's a leisure activity.
Fuckface out here is like, if you can't lift it, push it, or fuck it, it's not a sport.
Thank you. I'll double down on that.
Yeah,
It's pretty much fucking true.
But
I still
Is
would,
bowling a sport?
yeah,
No, it's a hobby.
anything that requires
Bananas.
physical activity is a sport. Yes,
Okay.
it doesn't matter what it is.
It doesn't count when you're sweating because it's 100 fucking degrees outside, all right? You're not going up there and driving and then walking fucking 200 yards and be like, I'm sweating right now.
Well, the thing that like Ski's face over here doesn't realize is like when he played safety in football, he didn't realize that he was actually using his noggin for once, and he's like, all right, I'm in cover 2 right now. I gotta do this.
Oh, it's angles, it's math.
I'm pretty sure I knew exactly what I was doing.
Exactly.
You didn't even play, so what the fuck are you talking
you did
about?
know. I'm saying like you knew, but you didn't realize that you knew. Okay,
Yeah, I'm out here like fucking the good doctor doing trinography and shit in my head.
Exactly.
Like, I can see how I'm
But
gonna cut
when
and
you go
whatnot.
up, when you go up to the golf ball,
Autistic as fuck, baby.
Trinogamy.
Shh. I didn't say I was an English major. That's why I brought him on.
when you go up to hit a golf shot, your best shot you're gonna have is the tee shot. It's 100% level playing field. That's your best shot to lay up for your next shot. And if your fucking mental game is off, if you're bleeding out of your anus or whatever the fuck's going on with you mentally, or your life's off, golf will let you know that you're fucking up right now.
Or
it's
you be a
mental
man
game.
and just concentrate.
I don't
and do
understand.
shit.
You can't be a man on golf. Golf will let you know.
Thank you. That's why you play it.
100% of the time. Like, you just can't go up and just get your anger out and hit somebody.
Sure you can.
You're gonna get a penalty.
You're telling me there's fucking refs out there on the fucking fairway?
That's
red card.
that's
I
that's,
doubt that.
That's football's way of knowing you're being a little too aggressive. Like, stuffing our tampon up there and control your anger. You can't just grab somebody by the face mask and rip them on the ground, kind of thing. So you get a penalty flag, right? So that's football's way of telling you like your mental status is you're not on point. But if your mental game in golf is not on point to play golf and you're thinking about other shit, you're gonna fuck up.
Well, I think golf would be almost similar to tennis in some sense, where
Get the fuck out of here
the
with
hand-eye coordination has to be
bro.
really on
Bro,
point.
I'm taking a fucking club the size of a fucking dude's tiny dickhead, about this big, right?
God, dickhead.
I'm taking it about up here, right? And I got to hit a fucking ball about this size.
He also
right?
uses wooden clubs compared to like fucking whittled out of
I'm
beech
using,
wood and
I'm
shit
using
from the
old.
1700s.
I'm not using your fucking make me good golf clubs. I'm talking.
I was trying to help Joe out here to make it more like
Yeah,
a
no,
sport.
don't even try.
Don't
Just
even try,
fucking
bro.
shit on him, okay? This is what happens
Damn.
here. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
using.
He
Found
fucks
that
himself
out.
over.
I'm
Yeah,
using-
welcome to the podcast.
Christ.
If you would listen.
I'm using persimmon heads out here, so like your fucking head has to hit that ball just perfect, and you're bringing that club up around here, around your fucking shoulder blades, if you can even be flexible enough to do that, and then you're telling me you're gonna swing down at 7 miles per hour and hit that thing on a fucking dime, so it'll go
Dime
300
please,
yards where you want it to go.
Yards.
Yards. That's fucking hard to do. And if in the back of your mind you're thinking about, God damn, I should not have ate that country club sandwich. I'm fucking fat. Slice.
Good Christ.
Fucking out, bro. Like, golf will fuck with you mentally. It's the most mental sport that I've had to deal with. Yeah, I could play physical we played basketball together.
Yeah.
I had a broken arm, play with you. I fucking phase that shit out. Like, we'll play basketball. It's not like golf. Golf's different. Like, you're on your own out there. You don't have a teammate to be like, I can't do this shot right now. I'll just pass it to Adam.
Yeah.
You don't have that.
Sure
really.
you can. Just come up to me and tag out, bro. I'll get out of that
Like,
golf cart and I'll fucking
you're
stroke
on your
one out
own,
for you.
and like that's
we doing here?
that's the addiction.
Change the game.
That's the addiction with golf, though. Is it's like when you hit that fucking shot, and you just hear the fucking club just sing with you, like,
Yeah, it makes
Like,
it.
and
Yeah,
you're
it
just like-
feels like it was just butter.
and you're just like, I'll be back next week, even though I'm 9 over. Like, I don't fucking care.
Anyway, segue to that is what I was trying to get at is we have lots of great golf courses on
I've
Saipan.
seen your photos.
Yeah. So the best one is Lau Lau Bay, which is in Cagman, the village where I live. and it's a 36 hole, so 2 18-hole courses, east and west, and then it was designed by Greg Norman. I don't know.
I know who he is, but I was about to say,
him?
damn, I know who he is, but I don't know.
He's like
He's
Peter
co-
Norman.
He's called the Shark. That's his. That was his nickname.
But you had is he professional?
Oh yeah.
He designed.
If you know golf, you would
He
know him.
doesn't. Yeah, because that's what I'm trying to tell you. He's just he's been making this shit up for a fucking minute now.
So like, what's the
Ride or die, baby.
So it's designed by him. So like, it's not a links or anything like that. It's just like a normal like course or.
I mean, East and the two courses are different, but they're different more based off of where they were put. So East is the most beautiful one, and the cool thing about that is several holes. The tee box is like here, and then the hole's here, and then the island ends. So you're hitting over the Pacific Ocean.
Okay. So you have to like hit over the water.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Like, is that like a championship tee box, or are there white tees that are above the? So like the resort does this. Like there's hole 16 on the resort. If you play from the black tees, the pro tees, on hole 16, you have to hit over Lake Coeur d'Alene to hit the fairway. But
really?
If you play the white tees, you're
already there.
There, like with the red tees,
No,
with ladies.
yeah. This one
Catch up women.
It doesn't
you know
matter. It doesn't matter what tee box the ones you're on. You're at the edge of the island to where there's you're hitting over the.
So there's
Pacific
only
Ocean.
one tee box. There's no white, blue, or red.
There are tee boxes, but like you were saying, there isn't one where it's on the other side of the water.
Oh, okay. So the tee boxes, but what you're saying is like the tee boxes are like what is set up. There's no like pro tee box, blue tee box, white tee box.
There are theirs, but I'm saying for the holes that I was talking about, that you hit over water.
Everybody has to hit over water.
Yes,
okay,
even if you're at the ladies' tees,
there's a par 3.
The par 3 you have to hit over the water.
Perfect. I got you. You play,
but it's super pretty.
You play the Coeur d'Alene Resort par 17.
I have
hit the floating green.
Yes, I have done that, but I did that
you ever make
way long ago with my dad.
It's 185 yards. You ever make it? Or they can float it out. You made it?
Absolutely.
I didn't make it.
But I don't think it was 185 because they can move.
They can move it. Ours was 185 yards when I went out there. But they have a little drop zone. Well, like if you didn't make it, they take you out on the ferry and you just drop your ball.
No, I actually made it.
Not a boy. You know what?
Not a boy.
You know what? You know?
Are you planning on going golfing with the pops since you're back?
Yeah, I might, but we're so
which course?
Probably, I don't know. But we're so spoiled in Saipan, like I'll take the kids out and then the kids drive the cart. I can drop some balls and be like, hit them that direction over there, run and go get them. There are times when I'm on the course and I'm the only person on the golf course.
No shit.
That's perfect.
And I paid $35.
That's not going to happen
with a cart.
No, that's because you're a national at that point, right? Because if you weren't living there,
I am a CNMI resident. So like I have my driver. If you have a driver's license or a mayor's ID card, which all my friends that would come out, we go to the mayor's office, get you an ID card, so you get all the local discounts.
I mean,
what does that cost?
Being American, aren't you?
So is it kind of like
how much does an ID cost?
Well, but what I mean by that is like, say, if we went on vacation over there, instead of paying $140 to play this fucking 18 holes,
you pay $35,
and you just have to go get a card. Now, is this because you rub elbows with the fucking mayor, like you drink beers with
$35
That's it.
with a cart.
You just have to go to him and be like, hey, bro.
Nobody walks. The price is always built in to with the cart.
But what is it without the mayor's card? The play.
$250.
$250, and all you have to do. So if I wasn't with you, could I just go up to the mayor's office and be like, "Hey, I want a fucking mayor's card"?
Yeah, you're American.
Like, yeah, sure.
You're American, bro.
Why don't they tell anybody that shit?
Because like the Koreans that don't speak English that come to golf, they would be like, well, "Where do you live? Like, what do you do here?" For you, it'd be like, "I live in Cagman," and you use my address. Oh, what do you do for work? I'm in construction.
I teach English.
Whatever. I teach English.
So you don't have to give them any kind of proof or anything. You just walk in like, hey, I need an ID.
Yeah. I mean, this is the same thing when you do the is it the immigration form? Whatever, the form that you fill out. Like, are you bringing meat? Are you bringing nuts? Whatever.
Oh,
if you can put like intended resident, because they'll ask you like, okay, well, where are you staying? Or what's going on? Like, what's the purpose of your visit?
Today.
And you'd be like, I'm an intended resident. I'm moving here.
Thank you.
So like the like where you can't bring food back from Hawaii or
Yep.
vice versa, like whatever that. I
Pre-mixed?
forget what they're called,
Guy.
but I forget what that
Hired.
service is called, where you come in and you have to check your bag to make sure that you don't have bananas or
Yeah.
kind of
Oh,
thing.
customs.
Customs, that's what it is.
Customs and Border Patrol.
Okay.
Which my wife got fucked by customs when
Thank
she
you.
came back from Cabo because you are
How big
tied
was he?
to your baggage. So if your baggage doesn't arrive when you arrive, you have to wait.
Customato?
You have to wait for your baggage to arrive for you to leave the airport you're at to go
Oh.
home. So when she landed in Seattle, they had to spend the night out there because her baggage from Cabo was on another flight that arrived the next day. So they wouldn't let her leave until they saw her baggage. So your baggage controls basically.
I was going to say, you said you had
Jesus
that
Christ,
horrible
can you
JFK fucking experience.
Whew.
I think SeaTac.
No, I don't travel anymore, bro.
SeaTac is the
Anymore.
worst
He would
fucking airport.
travel on a heartbeat. If
I'm
you're
on.
going-
I'm on Instagram,
Shut
bro.
up, you liar.
I'm on
I
put my VR headset on. I travel all over the place.
I see it on Instagram. Fuck it.
I fuck strangers. I do everything.
I don't need to go on Saipan. I live my life through Instagram, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Live my life a quarter of a page at a time.
Exactly. I flip it.
But we got hit by the Customs Border Patrol.
You're just now
Can
getting
you-
that?
Can you stop ripping your fucking
Dude.
asshole?
Dude, I'm surprised. I did that like a good 5 minutes
Hey, at
ago.
least he's masked up, okay?
Jesus
Give
Christ.
him credit.
COVID.
Go outside.
I can't.
You
I
fucking
didn't have to do it out there. I do it now. It's like a hot spice
We
garlic.
need to get that N95 underwear out there.
right?
Yeah.
Filters through.
Fucking.
Absorbs into your skin.
I'm sure there's a hole in my fucking underwear right now. Just fucking blowing it straight. Blah! Just fucking done.
Jesus Christ.
Hey, first line of defense, baby. That's why you fucking underwear up. Okay?
Exactly.
2022, babe. Come on
Eat
now.
healthy.
But anyway, so SeaTac Airport, worst fucking airport
It is.
ever.
It's a shithole.
Whoa,
So
whoa.
we-
They have some great clam chowder. Okay.
Oh, are you fucking shitting me?
That's all
Good
he cares
Christ.
about.
Clam chowder? You can get clam chowder out of
if
a
you're
can,
eating
sir.
clam chowder on a before you get on a plane, what the fuck? Turbulence? Just fucking give me that puke bag.
I got
yeah,
the-
get out of
I
here
got
with that
the tummy
clam
No, I
chowder.
like that
However-
New England clam
however,
chowder, that
with-
red
with-
shit.
Yeah, right.
with
No
SeaTac,
wonder why one of that broad's fucking water bottle, he's fucking clammed up.
with SeaTac, I never had to go through security. I just would fly in from Spokane to SeaTac, so I was already in the airport waiting for my next flight. So
no,
are you
no,
talking
I'm
where
saying like coming.
Customs is
Going
completely
internet-
different.
so with
international
customs, you
coming
have
there.
to come through security,
Yes,
though.
100%.
So yeah, you fucked up, bro.
Well,
Just
you
don't
don't have any fucking choice.
Mail
But-
your bag. I'll
You
mail
still
it.
have to go through
dude.
customs whether you have a bag or not.
So the thing that was funny,
They gotta
we
check you out.
You only have to go through customs if you have a bag.
No.
right?
No.
No.
As soon as you get off
When
that
you
plane,
are- if
whether
you
you
are
flew
go-
with just a T-shirt on, you're going through customs.
Tell them you're American. I'm American. I thought this was America.
that was part of the problem is that my wife was a green card holder at the time, and you go to the kiosk, right, and you scan everything. So we scan her
Ding, ding.
green
Nope.
card.
I don't know
X.
her. I don't know her.
Yeah, they gave her an X. It's like, and so then we thought, where do we need to go? And they're like, oh, good. Well, she's not good. Okay, we'll go into the international line with everybody else.
Oh, that's a fucking long line too.
3 hours. 3 fucking hours with two infant kids. That wasn't the bad part. The bad part was when we get our luggage.
Strip searching diapers?
No, there's 2 small little fucking carousels. And so all the bags, every flight, they have to take the bags off. Right? So they're taking back. So we're searching through, getting our bags, and then one of the dogs comes up and that's sniffing stuff. So it sniffs my wife's bag,
Chihuahua.
and then the officer was really kind and nice. And it was like a half-eaten McDonald's burger from Hong Kong McDonald's. And so then
you kept it in the bag that long.
Bruh.
we just went from Hong Kong to SeaTac.
You're trying to bring
Yeah.
And we didn't realize
Don't bring
it. We
your
thought-
how long's-
botulism to
well,
us.
How
bro.
long's that flight?
It was long.
So yeah, we're just gonna
We
stuff
didn't-
it in the bag. If
well-
you don't, let's be honest here, Adam. If you don't fucking consume McDonald's in the good, 45 seconds when it comes out, you might as well just get sick. You might as well just go make yourself get sick.
Oh, it's not going to make sick. You leave that on the
Make
counter.
sick?
It won't even.
That's
You
the
won't
name of
even
the podcast,
make sick. It won't even make you sick.
Make sick.
Is you put that on the counter, it won't even rot.
That's what I'm saying. So I mean, you have a window to eat it.
No, so it's like butter.
Botulism doesn't.
It's literally like doesn't change. You just fucking eat it.
The
Cheese
botulism
or margarine
virus.
curdle.
That's
Margarine.
that's what the dog was
Can't
smelling.
believe it's
Smelling
not butter, you know
botulism.
what I'm saying?
They're bringing in fucking
Hey,
Botox, bro.
Would you like to make some butter?
I'll fucking pee in your ass, and make mustard.
The dog was all like, "Hey, we got some fucking Botox right now. What's going on?"
And then we'll rub some duck butter in there too.
There you go. See, yeah. Water fell on my ass.
Anyway, so then when we check out at the customs, the guy goes, "You forgot to check meat, blah blah blah." I'm like, "Meat? What meat are you talking about?" "Oh, that hamburger that you
You
forgot."
should have
that we
instantly
forgot
got
about
mad with him and been like, they already said it's fucking red goo, dude. That ain't even meat, so why the fuck would I check it? It's
Yeah.
McDonald's hamburger. You know what I mean?
But anyway, we were having this shouting match. I'm just like, chill out, dude. It's a processed burger. I'm not trying to sneak in venison of some sort or some weird ass like kittens or some
freeze-dried fucking bag or some shit. You know?
Yeah,
out here.
I'm not bringing bats or something with me,
Shit on your
okay?
chest.
And then
I'm not bringing in my dogs.
Yeah. So it was awful. And then when we left, and Pam's like, just go. And then as I was going, I was like, fuck you! As we were going out before. It was horrible.
How much?
If you're yelling "fuck you."
How much
Adam's
would it?
getting hot.
How much would it
Daddy
cost
would've
you
been
just to fly privately? Because I talked to my wife about this. Like
I don't even know, dude.
$3,000. Would you save up $3,000 to this
Per
fly?
person?
No, just total.
Dude,
Are you fucking shitting me
No,
right
I'm
now?
not
he doesn't
shitting you right
understand prices either.
Because
Okay,
I-
I paid
inflation.
I pay $6,000 to take 4 people from Saipan to here.
Well, you don't live in Saipan, I guess. But anyway, for me to fly down to Vegas on a plane with everybody,
A 3-hour flight,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
It's $3,000.
Not even international.
What is it? 17 hours to fly here? 20?
The shortest is like 24 hours.
well, because the way they fly you,
Big
yeah,
difference, Joe.
it's fucked up the way they fly you. But
In a plane?
get your own pilot's license. Then what do you want? What do you want from me?
Adam, you need to go buy a plane. Okay?
Yeah,
That's
and
what's
then
going on.
even if I had a jet and I could fly it,
Tell
I
you
could
what,
still have
we'll
to
slap
tack in
three-
different
I tell
places.
you, I bet
for
you-
We'll
I
fucking
slap
bet
3
you-
shots on it,
I
and we'll
bet
sponsor
you-
it, and we'll just write it off the gas.
I bet you it's cheaper than you think it is. How much do you think it is to fly from here to Guam or Saipan?
What do you mean? How much? He knows how much it is. He does it almost every
on
year.
a private jet, dumbass. Not a
I bet
fucking
you it's
Oh.
20 grand.
Oh yeah,
20 grand.
I bet
Do
you it's
think
20
so?
grand.
Easy.
Yeah. 25 grand.
Save up,
Nonstop.
bro.
Save up.
Teach more English. I don't
Teach more.
I've taken a private flight, dude, just from New Jersey to Florida, and it was like $9,000.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I mean, charge
So
by
probably triple that, and that's 36.
charge by the word out here. What are you doing?
It's 27, but we're close.
Fuck you
That's why
doing?
you're an English teacher, not a math.
There you
Not a
go.
sponsor.
And dude, those fucking. I tell you what, though, those fucking. You always see that gate. I think it's like a dupe gate. I asked my wife about this. Like, what the fuck is this gate? I just walk through. You see people walk through these gates. Like they go right through security.
Uh-huh.
They just check in.
Like the
My-
pilots and shit.
And my wife is like, "Oh no, you just gotta do an online survey the night before or 2 days before, and you can just walk through these fucking gates." I'm like, "Why the fuck are we not doing this?"
Have you ever thought about
I
doing
hate
the
fucking lines.
TSA
you know-
pre or whatever?
That's kind of what this is.
Yeah, it's what it is. It's like a
pre-check-in.
you do a pre-check. That's what it is, a pre-check. It's like, why the fuck?
Do you have anything illegal or bombs on you? No.
So-
Yeah, you're good. Come on, Aaron.
Aaron-
Don't matter. You said no.
I know it'll cost you 20 grand to fly here on a private flight. However, Aaron and I will pay the extra money to not wait in fucking lines. I go to Yolks
True.
because I do not like Walmart and all the fucking mouth breathers trying to save on fucking broccoli out here or whatever the fuck they're trying to do. I will pay the extra money.
I'll give
So
that
I
head
get
of
the
lettuce is
fuck outta there.
$14. Done.
I don't
Sold.
care. I don't
Do it
give
all
a
day.
fuck. Like, yeah, my wife's like trying to tell
You
me.
got a
like,
farm. Just grow that
just,
shit.
yeah,
out there.
like asparagus was $1 here, and it's like $2. It's like $2 at Yolks, but $1 at Costco. Yeah, but I gotta waste fucking 9
Well,
hours of
with
my
gas,
life.
it's fucking.
yeah.
Fuck that shit.
So I'm going to Yolks, sponsor,
Not.
to like not a sponsor, but to
Is this the same guy last week that was talking about not buying a 20-foot cable because daddy didn't have money for that? Quotes. Is it the same guy taking private planes and shit all of a sudden?
Right. Yeah. We'll buy it
Yeah.
when we need it.
Yeah.
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 I shop at Yolks, dude, because I don't give a fuck about the mouth
Money
breathers.
bags.
Yeah, now he's fucking Daddy Warbucks over here.
exactly.
He's taking the Lambo to the
What's
fucking
happened
private
is
jet.
he's been playing fucking Dungeons and Dragons and looting all those caves. He's sleeping on it, thinking he's got fucking
No, it's
bags
like,
of gold under his bed.
Daddy Warbucks goes to my time and my family, and then this
And
is,
NFTs.
This is second kind of thing. So
Yeah.
like
Second, this better be fucking first. Homie.
$25.
You want to show the camera?
That's a lot.
You heard
Go to
it
me real
here.
quick.
That's a lot.
Click over to me.
That's a lot of diapies out
This
here.
camera, I'm sorry, this microphone right here had a nice fucking shroud around it. And one night over here, Daddy Warbucks decided to get fucking hungry and chewed this son of a bitch off. He's over here biting
No,
it.
that's your microphone. You did it. First mic we had that.
don't try to change my
damn.
story.
Was he practicing
Don't try to change my
chewing off
story.
foreskin or something?
God damn, you are wrong a lot.
No,
bro.
no. Yeah, go back to the episode.
He bit it.
Go back to the episode. He chewed this fucking thing right off.
He
I
wasn't.
was like, get it out of your mouth.
He wasn't sure how close to be to it because it was his first time podcasting. He's like, wow, yeah.
First time
And I
podcasting.
asked him, I was like, what the fuck happened to your mic?
Don't even
What
try to spin it. Listen
fuck
to it.
are you
It's on
doing?
Flyologist.
Yo, fuck. It's not. Is it?
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Daddy Warbucks.
What?
Hashtag.
That's a great episode.
Fucking. Meanwhile, he's over there choked up on it, dude. Like it's a fucking cock, dude. Like
I know,
look
he's-
at him.
Yeah, that's
He's looking for that Prince Albert on the bottom of it,
I
dude.
gotta
He's
be-
just
I gotta-
searching.
I gotta
Cup
be-
the ball, swallow the gravy,
I
son.
got to be heard, baby. Hey, I do have a story about you. When I knew you were coming on, reminiscence right now.
What is
Got to
it?
be a basketball story, no?
It is a basketball story.
Hashtag English? Reminiscence?
You went to Ponderosa. Fourth grade. I was in fourth grade. You were in fifth grade.
Hooboff.
You remember? Do you remember the Ponderosa court that was out there? This
Oh, yeah.
fucking paved fucking basketball court.
Asphalt, yeah.
Yeah. So somehow I got on your team to play. Like there would always be like the kids. We'd all get together and play fucking basketball, and like you were like the top dog apparently.
Apparently.
According
He
to-
remembers weird.
Fuck off.
And my brother told me like, don't embarrass me. I like Adam. Don't go out there and do shit. So I was
In
like,
fifth grade, he's saying this to you?
yeah, my brother was trying to make friends. He didn't know how to make friends.
He still
It's
hasn't.
fucking weird.
One of these days, he'll figure it out.
No, my brother is friends with
Maybe
Ben,
not.
Fucking 40
Benjamin
years of practice,
Franklin.
still
and
hasn't figured
money.
it out.
He doesn't care. Like he's got. So anyway, we're out there. We're playing. I'm on your team, and the duty calls her fucking whistle, right? So that means like the game's got to end soon, and we're down. And I get the ball in the corner, and I'll never forget this shit. I shoot the shot, and you're like, no!
And you made it?
I made it. Yeah, I made it. Yeah, I made that shit. I was like,
Oh, wait, we're on the team. Why would I do that?
because you didn't trust me to make the fucking shot.
Oh,
He probably didn't. He probably,
Damn.
Daddy
Because
probably
you-
rolled
you
up
were-
real quick.
damn.
Before, like,
Jumped up there,
I
put
don't-
your nuts in someone's face.
I don't know what the fuck
Get
ended
on that
you up on
bound.
the C team. Maybe you fucked up your knees or some shit, but you were fucking great at fucking basketball. Like you should have
I
been.
was the white Dennis Rodman, bro.
You should have been like.
Better shooter, though.
I feel like
Well-
you and I got fucked.
Oh,
and
absolutely.
hosed
Absolutely.
in
Well,
the
do we want to
post-falls-
talk about post-falls basketball here?
post-falls basketball?
'Cause, I mean, come
because
on.
like maybe it
We
was-
don't want to do that.
We
I mean-
could maybe because you were short. I don't know what the fuck.
No,
happened to you,
it's
but you
because I didn't suck certain people's dicks.
were, that or
Like,
your
that's what
parents
it was.
Or my parents
100%.
didn't do it.
or your parents
100%.
didn't do it.
That's what it was,
Kind of
dude.
thing.
Imagine me out there on tryouts, dude, at 320, man. I'm fucking 5'10", 320, dude. And
Center all day.
they wouldn't even
Yeah.
let me on the team, dude. Discrimination.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
wanted-
so
they-
the C team,
Oh, we had fun on the
it
C
was
team.
it was great. Yeah.
me, you, and Corbeil and all. Oh my god, that was a great time.
Shout out to Corby's.
Oh, Corby's,
Hey.
dude.
Oh.
Sponsor. Let's
Well,
reach
we
out
need
to
to
fucking
get-
Corbeil.
Corbeil would have been
We
great
should
on-
have fucking Corbeil on.
Dude, I remember
I know.
Corbeil coming out
I
and
agree.
just
For real.
during a practice with Corbeil, like he came
yes.
out and be like, "Why do you guys fucking?" He literally, this is my mentality is what he wanted to say. Like, why do you guys fucking suck at shooting basketballs? What is fucking wrong with you people? And he fucking took the ball and he's like, "You see how it spins and rotates? The ball shouldn't move." Like he showed like the line of the ball, it stayed stagnant. Like every line, so he would shoot it where the center line that goes around the ball, he'd put his ring finger on that or his middle finger and shoot it, and it would stay straight.
Yeah,
And
so
he-
it wouldn't like
Yeah,
look like
and it wouldn't
the globe,
jostile
right?
or have a
Yeah, I think
apparition.
that they call that the Bernoulli principle,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Right? Catches some
It wasn't-
fucking lift.
It wasn't fucking spinning or anything out here, and he fucking like he came up. Were you on there when Kyle Douglas? I can't remember if you were on there because I had to make the C team the next year, but I don't remember.
Yeah,
the
I
squad
wasn't
that was on
eligible that year, so.
there. But he came out there and he just fucking hit a three, another three, and the ball wouldn't fucking move. It would just spin in the right direction. He's
It's
like,
where you keep your hands too.
he's like, goalie hit a shot, and the fucking ball was fucking spinning. Like, dude, I don't know how the fuck you do it.
Too many
kind of
people
thing,
drop
but
their fucking hand when they shoot.
I remember,
That's the big thing.
and I remember his speech during our fucking, every high school does that dumbass fucking, like, here's your awards.
Banquet or
types-
whatever?
Yeah, the banquet. And he got up there and spoke for mainly you and I, mainly you, I would say. Like, there are people on this team that should not be on this team, that should be playing varsity right now. And, like, I
Yeah.
remember that speech.
Well, I had I don't know how much we can talk about it, but like
Talk about
the-
it.
Talk about it all. Who gives a fuck?
well, I didn't know how if we use names. Sometimes we use names, sometimes we don't.
know, just be cautious
I just say
about names.
the head coach didn't want me, and then the JV coach at the time
Albert?
Wanted you too
wanted
much?
me, and he called me into his classroom after I didn't get picked junior year, and he goes, "I'm really sorry. I wanted to pick you, but the head coach said no." And I don't. He chooses both teams, varsity and JV.
And ever since we lost that head coach, we've been winning
I know.
consistently. Those fucking coaches are fucking dumb
Yeah.
out here. But
Anyway, it
Same
is what
re-
it is. I have to say, I mean, Aaron was a big moment for me in this, but it got me to be more motivated into doing martial arts. I mean, basically not having basketball as a thing
like,
to do.
so when my brother came on, he was talking about like they picked a dude, and I know the kid they picked that had the broken arm over him, and says like, I'm doing fucking solo sports from here on out. I will never be in a team sport.
Yeah.
And martial arts, he never got into that, but he went into doing swimming because of his SEAL training shit. But I mean, fucking team sports fucking kind of suck.
Yeah, I mean, they're good and bad, right? Builds camaraderie. It can be good,
I mean,
but
when
the
I-
politics
When
is
I heard in
fucking awful.
football,
The politics are
when I heard in
garbage,
football,
but-
you can't be cut. You get to wear a
That's-
jersey. I was like,
but
you guys
the-
are fucking dumb.
That's a
Like,
there's a reason for that though, and I can explain. But
Well, you got
explain it because
Well, you have you can
You
only
have-
have 5 on the bench, 5 on the court, or maybe you
For
can have a
basketball.
squad of 12.
yeah, and the whole fucking school tries out, right?
but
yeah,
for
but
football,
football,
you have,
I mean, it's just there's
if you had
11 men.
well, if you had 11 different starters on offense and defense, that's 22 you
Yeah.
need.
Yeah.
So
Right.
you need to have another 22 for backups. You know, a lot of us played both ways.
Yeah.
You know,
I bet you do.
well, I still do, baby. Asked them
Always
out.
have.
Always asked them out.
Lakeland comes into town.
But that's the thing. It's like you never know. Like, especially in football, you never know who's going to get injured at one time. You know, basketball, baseball. Usually, I mean, you might have an injury or two, like a rolled ankle. But
Well, how many do you have
football,
on baseball? Baseball has to have more than 10 or 12.
Usually, you run 13 if you can.
Well, I knew- I
so
knew
there's 9
our,
spots, but you know, the more you get better, like minus high school, like now you have a pitching, like so in college you have 5 or 10 pitchers.
Oh, yeah.
You know, then you got 3 or 4 fucking catchers. Your infield and your outfield, you're gonna have just maybe like 2 outfielders for backups that can play right, left, or center.
Then you got 30
And-
players all of a sudden.
Wow, it's about like 25-ish
Well-
that you want to kind of keep, depending, you know.
I
But
think it's just
I
nature
knew
of the sport.
I knew our basketball program was fucked up when they wouldn't take you or Michael. You got a 6'4", 6'6" dude that
who's Butter, by the
can
way?
fucking move.
Butter.
Yeah.
He moves like a
Like-
fucking small
like
guy.
Brock Lesnar out here just can
I've
fucking
never
move
seen
the
him.
fucking
Yeah.
ball.
And the gentle hands.
Michael is the most nimble big guy you will ever
And like
see
they're
in your
not
fucking
taking
life.
him like
He should have been a
so.
boxer, dude.
Like I don't. It's like
kind of is like the post falls of Tyson Fury, man.
he
That's
could
what I'm
be.
saying.
He could be a great
Kind of
boxer.
looks like
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
Yeah, Tyson
minus
Fury's
the
shirt
hair.
takes
He has
it
the
off,
same
he's like,
build. He has the
dad
same
bod.
build.
Yeah, he's got that. Oh yeah, totally.
shakes
Fury's
some-
like 7 foot though, and he's
shakes
like
some
6'8",
titties.
6'9".
I don't know what he is, but I wouldn't want to get hit by him.
I think he's
No.
six. I think he's 6'9". But yeah,
Yeah.
that guy's a
Yeah.
fucking different.
Who you got, Floyd or
There
Tyson?
ain't nobody like that motherfucker in the whole world, dude.
Hands
Nobody.
down.
Who you got,
Nobody.
Mike or Tyson?
He's the king.
Mike Tyson or Fury? Who are you taking?
What are we talking? Prime?
Prime Mike Tyson.
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 Oh, you
yeah.
can't beat Tyson, dude.
Tyson gets in there.
He's too much of an animal.
Tyson
I
is
would take
faster.
Tyson at 50.
Yeah.
What are you talking
Tyson's faster, stronger,
No.
and a better puncher.
about? I don't think he's stronger.
Yeah.
Don't take Tyson at 50 versus Fury right now, dude.
No, I'm talking prime.
No, I would. I said I would take Tyson. Like if there was a bet, like if Tyson and Fury were fighting,
Right now, if
Yeah.
they don't go past 6, I'll take Tyson.
if Tyson was 50 to 1, I would take
No
Tyson.
fucking way.
It depends on the odds.
You gotta-
Yeah,
Did you watch his last? Did you
I
watch
feel
his
like
last fucking
Fury
fight?
Fury could
Fury,
absorb a
yeah,
little
but
bit.
here's the thing: Fury's gonna go 12.
Like right
He
now,
goes 12 every
so
time.
it depends on the
So
odds.
if I'll take Tyson in 6, but I ain't taking Tyson in 12.
I still think you're fucking up, dude.
So here's the thing.
Let that repent
it depends
fucking
on the
crazy
odds, and
motherfucker
this-
come out
this
for
is gonna
6
really
rounds and
upset-
just peace.
It
I'm
might
a big
upset you
Tyson
too,
fan, too.
but
Mike
I'm
Tyson.
taking the Jets this year to win a Super Bowl.
Jesus Christ, Joe.
I would put money on that. I'd put $50 on that.
I will
Good thing
put
Joe
I
doesn't
will
make
put
bets in real life.
no money on my Packers.
You heard it here.
Fucking they
You're
cannot.
a fucking Packer fan. Oh my god.
Sorry,
No wonder they
you
make
already
you-
invited me on the
No
podcast.
wonder they
so
make you
fuck
fly
off.
over
There you
here
go.
and the
That's the
fly back.
mentality I like.
Jesus Christ.
Speaking of Saipan, though, before we go on,
your Packers are going to win. They're going to make the playoffs. What are you talking about?
They always fucking make the playoffs for the most part, but they never can close it out the show.
Because he's done, Aaron Rodgers. I don't care.
It's not on the Rodgers, dude. It's a fucking team thing. It's the defense suck. They bring back the safety. Safeties are good, but then we have no fucking.
Well, your
core.
defense is top 5, but right now it is.
I still
right
on paper, sure, but paper.
I still
ain't
think
fucking
Rodgers is kind of a bitch.
How the fuck are you a Packers fan?
My money's on Jerry Rice this
Because
season.
I stick it through and through.
Where
I was the fan.
That's what
when,
she said.
When Favre was
What, Favre?
Right, Favre.
Favre? Is that your fucking favorite
Favre.
quarterback?
from 5th grade.
Dude, you gotta understand though. When we're growing up,
it so hard. I like it.
he's like Arthur. Favre reminds me of Arthur.
Speaking of which,
Uh,
thanks to Arthur.
Yep.
Broken.
It's because he fucking threw the ball so goddamn hard. Every time. He'd be 5 yards out. He's like, ah! It's just this fucking heater.
And that was
What happened?
practice.
He blew-
At practice, he's just.
Look at his pinkies.
He threw a piston like a.
No, football.
And then, so I didn't.
Arthur has a cannon.
I
dude.
thought I jammed it, but it broke, and so I was icing it for like a couple weeks.
Well,
and
you
I'm
put
like,
it in the
it's not-
fucking the brace, and then we had practice, and you're like, well, I'm like, dude, unless you want to fucking start, you better go out there and catch that fucking ball with that brace.
No,
on.
so
I don't
I
give two
just
shits.
So you
I
did. So
taped
you
it.
did play football then.
8th grade. That was it.
And Arthur was your quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Willie sometimes. He was also receiver.
And then Robbie too.
Yeah.
Yeah, Robbie.
Robbie was their backups.
But no, he didn't even break it in a game. It was during practice.
Just fucking threw you a heater.
Oh yeah.
Dude, and he did
Snapped
not
my
give two
finger.
shits. He would tell you every time, like, catch the fucking ball. It's like, why? Because I'd even get mad at him, and Arthur's one of my best friends. I'd be like, dude, I'm laying out here, like, I know, like, you don't need the fucking rifle in. And he goes, it's coming in hot every time, buddy. Catch it. Like, he doesn't give two shits. He's like,
And what position did you play?
me?
Yeah.
When I was playing football, it was running back, and then
I mean,
safety.
besides bottom.
Usually
Which
I do
position?
like tuck behind
Catcher?
crow cop. You know what I mean? I like to kind of catch a little bit, you know. But yeah, no, it was good. Going back to your Saipan thing, because I didn't want to get this just yet.
Yeah.
With that being a fucking
There's lots of shit with
12
Saipan.
by, I know, 12 by 6 fucking little aisle. You told me you were doing these fucking midnight runs. What were they called? You were telling me about like the fucking beer fest runs.
Hashing.
Not what you're
that's,
smoking, what you're running.
yeah, you're running. You could if you wanted to. It's legal there.
Perfect.
But yeah, but the hashing, it's funny. It's all over the world. Like there are hashers. There's probably hashers here. Hashers in like Montana, Missoula, everywhere. And then each hash like has their own thing. And
Explain
then
what a hash is.
Yeah.
a hash is basically like a hike where 2 people set the hike beforehand, and they're called the hares. And then everybody has to chase the hares. If you catch the hare
for
during
pussy.
their hike, you get to, at the end, when they have the bonfire and the beer drinking and all that other stuff, they call it religion. You get to take their pants and
Sounds like a
burn 'em in the
fucking
fire.
goddamn fuck fest out
Yeah, I was
here.
gonna say this went from like kind of sounded rapey to real rapey real quick.
How's your hash? It hurts.
It is the epitome of.
So like,
But it's not a hike though, isn't it? A run?
Do they
I
get a
thought
head?
Yeah, you run. Well, it's a run,
the
but
hares
it's
get a
not
head
like
start
oh,
on it?
go on this
Sprint.
road. Literally, people go into the jungle and hack out places and like tie ribbons and everything. And then what happens is when you're running, you have to run with a whole bunch of flour. And so you
was gonna say,
throw
what's
the
the
flour
what's the
as you're
handicap?
running to show your trail.
Hansel and Gretel shit.
Now the
and-
first person does that, or everybody has the
No,
flower?
the
Just
2
that-
people
the
that
hares.
cut
The
the
hares, yeah.
cut the trail.
but
the-
they get
the
a head.
hares.
They get a head
Knows.
start.
They get a 10-minute head start.
Oh.
And then they can do things
right.
though. They have different things where, for example, they
fucking
can
throw
lay
flour
they
up.
can lay flour as a cross. And so when you go there, you have to say another fucking cross. And then people know, okay,
This shit's real, dude?
That point tells me I need to go back. And so then they can try to trick you in
Trying
where
to
you're-
find where they-
in
So,
trying to catch them.
Now, is this path with the hares, like, do they go in like a day before and kind of pre-plan it out, or they just make it up as
No.
they're going?
No,
Because what happens if like
can't
they
make it up.
all run off a cliff and they didn't put a cross down?
No,
and
no,
everyone's
no,
like,
no,
"Oh," like Lenning's out here,
literally,
just fucking following them.
So it's called cutting trail because they usually most of it or a majority of it is in the jungle, and so it'll take somebody will say, "Hey, I'm going to do the hash trail 2 or 3 weeks out," and then every day like after work or whatever for a couple
They're
hours.
running it, cutting
They're
down.
cutting
So
it.
it's a predisposed fucking trail of like kind of they know where it's going.
They
but
know
with-
exactly where it's
okay,
at, and
gotcha.
then
But
they
they're just
try
off
to
the cuff one night. I'm like, dude, this is gonna
No.
get fucking dirty real quick.
No, well, and I mean, but if you do that because it goes into the evening and stuff, you'd lose people,
That's what
or
I mean,
something bad
yeah,
would
right.
happen. Yeah. But there was something. There was
Alligator,
a
get 'em.
rock that fell on 2 guys.
Jesus.
The Rock was out there.
They were
Dwayne.
no, they were
Dwayne J came out and
yeah,
just fucking
they're
top turnbuckle on him.
titties. They're grabbing the titties of the
Talk
rock
about
and
speed. Talk
going
about
up.
power.
People's elbow came in out of nowhere out
Yeah,
here.
so they're literally climbing up a ledge, and then it broke off, and then they fell
Oh,
down, and the
fuck,
rock
dude.
laid on, broke both his legs, and then they couldn't get the rock off of him, so they had to call
Fucking Dwayne, get up.
baby, get up.
EMTs and everything, roll it off, and then he had to go into surgery. Thank God we had an orthopedic surgeon on island to save his legs, and then yeah.
Just cut him out. Let him fucking
It's
finish
like
the race.
Austin Powers when he falls down the cliff.
I'm badly burned.
I'm still down here. I think my legs are broken.
Fucking.
Let me try to stand up.
What's his
Yep,
name?
they're broken. Will Ferrell.
No, yeah, but what's his name in it? It's
Almost sounds like Mighty Python.
God, I
It's
can
just a
think
flesh room.
It did.
It's not Mustafa.
no, that's what I was thinking too. It's fuck, it's close to that. I'll think of it.
Hey,
oh, when they
guys.
fucking drop him and stuff, it's like, oh, I'm not too bad, but there's a fire down here.
Guys, this is a serious injury that
Hey,
happened
and you get
on
shot.
an island.
Oh, you shot me! You
that
shot me in the leg.
there's no vehicles.
Oh, the other
Where
thing
they had
that
to come, where you put a light on a donkey and just come up and grab him.
I
So
don't
no,
quite think that's how
they're,
it's
He uses
Uh,
his fucking
there's some-
Toyota and pull them out.
there's somebody that runs the beer truck. So there's a beer truck that will start and then stop, and then everybody, once the trail ends, there'll be trucks to take people back to where you started.
I feel like Aaron and I should do a 3 Shots podcast.
Oh,
fucking
you should
my property, bro.
You
No,
guys,
like
you
it.
guys should. If you ever
Oh,
come,
yeah.
you should hash. And
Can
maybe,
we do like
maybe you'll
Rambo
earn a
style
hash
and they
name.
fall and piss
The
and
hash
get
names
spiked?
are crazy.
Who put those bamboo leaves over that?
Oh, fuck.
So my sister-in-law's hash name is Cumwig.
Better than
Okay,
cum
wait a
dumpster.
second.
Yeah. My wife's
comb
my
on my
wife's hash name is First Black Sack.
So what's up with these names? Hold on, let's go into this for a
The
second.
name. There's a story for the name for
What
all
is
of
it?
them.
Like, I mean, can
So
you,
you
since
go-
we're not hashers yet, can you actually divulge this
Yeah.
story?
So when you go on a hash, so for example, I always try to use my wife's name. My wife's
My
brother did his first
wife.
hash, and so they were on this cliffside, right? And he really had to piss, and so he's like, "Fuck, where am I gonna piss? I'll just piss right here on the cliffside." So the cliffside, it's super fucking windy, so he's peeing all over himself. The wind is just blowing it all over him, and so then when you get to religion, you talk. Thank you. You talk about like, for the newbies, they have to go up and they have to drink from the vessel, which is basically a beer. Which is basically a beer in a bedpan.
Okay.
And so then, if you're
With piss in
the
it?
first hasher,
Like a
and
used
then you-
bedpan?
well, yeah, maybe slightly used.
Oh my god.
And so then you drink that out of the
As
during the
recycled.
religion time, and then so then they have all these sayings and songs that everybody's memorized.
Sing the song, boys. Sing.
Yeah, and so then my wife's brother who did the hash his first time said, "Oh yeah, I was so he's drunk and I was on this cliff and I was pissing myself and it got all over me." And so then somebody is like, "I have a name," and so then they name him Water Sports.
So you don't get to pick your own name.
No.
Perfect.
Nice.
I like
Even
it.
better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
even
yeah,
better.
so my
Yeah.
wife's is First Black Sack. Hers was one of our good friends had just got his gallbladder removed. And so then another friend got a whole bunch of these black little sacks filled with sand to represent his gallbladder. I don't know what they were doing. So then he was holding it up, and my wife's like doing this to it like it's this foreign. I've never seen a black sack before. Looking at it, and so then another friend of ours said I deem
Hashtag
this
Pell
person
Wonder.
First Black Sack,
That's awesome.
So when you guys go through this,
and I'm Plain White Sack is my hash name.
is it really?
Yeah.
Plain white sack.
Oh my goodness.
It should have been Pell Wonder sack.
Pale Wonder Sack, yeah.
When you guys go through this and get to the end with the beer and everything, what's the significance for the bedpan? Is that just a kind of a Saipan thing? Like,
No.
drink out of it. You're a new guy.
Well,
Probably 'cause they're poor,
it's
Aaron,
kind
they
of
don't
it's
have
supposed to be
fucking-
like pounding a beer, like you just shotgun a beer.
Like, yeah,
but
you
then they
shoot,
have
yeah.
they have a vessel. I don't know. I don't think it's the same for every place, but the religion part is very specific. So there's somebody who leads the religion. They're called the tyrant. And so then
I like this already.
and they have there's code and sayings and things you memorize.
What's the thing behind that? Like, why is it called the religion? And like, what are we chanting here? If you can
I
give
don't.
us a little bit of your history.
I don't know enough of it because I don't hash a lot. But I think it because like they're on like 2,000 hashes inside.
You're saying this hash?
2,000?
Yeah.
Like 2,000
This-
like different treks that people do?
Yeah.
This
Because you don't
hash-
do the same. Hold on 1 second, please. Just love saying that to him. I don't give a two fucks. I got him.
I was trying to be
So
like,
polite.
this hash thing has a religion?
Well, they call it religion. That's where you do. They build a fire and then you drink beer and then they have
You
these
deep hands
songs
people.
And then
and
you fuck.
You
sayings. and-
fucking sounds like flurries.
I mean, there could be an orgy at the
Do
end.
you?
Fluffies getting
I
together.
can neither deny or. But do you guys? I should say you guys because you've only done it once. But
I've done it
is
more
it?
than once.
Do you run the same trail again?
No.
Because it
like-
like defeats the purpose, right?
Yeah, there might be certain parts, right? So then you might
It's an offshoot of another.
yeah,
trail
so you
kind
might
of
use a main road and then cut into the jungle.
But you
and
have to
then
use
come up
these. You have to use these flowers so people can follow.
the flower. Yep,
Yeah.
you have to lay the flower, and a lot of times when you're cutting it to know where you're going when you're prepping
And-
it is you tie ribbons.
Ribbons,
throughout the
and you
whole
might
thing.
have said this, but how long does the distance have to be? 5
do-
miles.
It doesn't. It can be as long or short as you want. Some of the go-getters they do like 9 miles,
Jesus Christ!
and then
Another one.
you're going up and down
What
into water and all this other stuff. So it could take you
Fucking
3-4
gators and
hours.
shit. What happens if sharks?
land sharks.
What happens if you catch them while they're still running? Do you just run with them?
No, you catch them, then you get to burn their pants.
But I thought that was at the barbecue. Like
Yeah.
The night after the like.
yeah,
the-
I mean, but I think
What if the
you
guy
get-
runs with no pants on?
then you take the underwear.
I mean, I'm talking free balling out there.
you put his dick in the fire.
It's an island, baby.
You fucking.
Brand his dick.
They're-
We're having sausages tonight.
They're gonna burn something.
Something's getting burned.
Something's getting burned.
In your case, we're having little minis.
Oh, Smokies, baby.
Get the toothpicks
Get
out.
that crock pot
Hey,
out.
Fucking which one?
Polish sausage.
You told me a story, and I wanted you to always bring something up on the podcast. I thought it was interesting when I think it was you and EZ were out there swimming around in a cove, and the high tide came back in.
So we were at this place. It's called. So there's a Forbidden Island, and
Why would you go there?
It's forbidden sex.
Why
Yeah.
would you do that?
so and then you can hike down to the
better.
water, and it's pretty cool. Then over that, there's something called Hidden Forbidden, and why it's hidden
Jesus
is you have to go
Christ.
down into this cavern,
Kids.
and then out this hole onto the reef.
Sounds like prom.
So then you're on the reef, and then it's just open water, Pacific Ocean.
Okay.
And so we were out there, and we climbed down, and it was like really cool.
We in
And
Hawaii right now? Where we at?
Saipan.
Man, waves
Jesus
were
Christ.
coming up and stuff. So then the waves were getting up to where it could like hit us and then drag us out. So we thought, okay, we need to go head back in. And so when we try to go back, that whole cavern had filled up with water. So we couldn't just walk in and walk out like we did before. So we actually had to time it so that like a wave would come out, and then we jump in and we swam up into the hole, up to the cavern, and then climbed out. And then a week later, 2 tourists died doing the same thing. They went out, and then they went out the wrong time. They went out when it was high tide, and then they couldn't get back, and then the waves took them and just washed them out.
Don't human bodies just naturally float? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, how do you drown at sea? Like,
What usually happens is the wave
they get hit on the rocks?
Yeah, the waves catch you, right? They drag you out, and then you can't surface because the undertow, right? And then it throws you up against the coral, and you probably are unconscious or whatever. And then
Jesus
it just keeps,
Christ.
but it keeps repeating that, right? So it's
Right.
not like you can just
Get
kind
a
of-
breath.
You
when
can't you can't tread water. It's moving you around so fast.
So you just get beat the fuck by the ocean. Like, that's
And
probably
bodies have
physics.
different buoyancy too. So
Like my dick
Yeah.
floats to the very top.
Well, it actually
So
it depends on bone density more than anything
My
else.
boner density is pretty good.
That's what she
'cause
said.
There's people that can just sink, dude. Like my buddy growing up, Dan could just like literally just hold his breath and then just sink down.
That's okay. Who wrote the book that You Can't Hurt Me? That superhuman army soldier
that guy that pretends to be a fucking
No,
David Goggins.
he goes out
Yes,
there.
Goggins. So Goggins has
Dude,
this,
I just pulled that one out of my fucking
I was
ass,
gonna.
dude.
I mean, I only know a couple. Good,
so
good pull.
he has the same problem.
Yeah.
His like bone density.
Well, he used to
will
be
just sink, and
he used to be a big guy. He was like 300 pounds or 280
No, but it
pounds.
didn't matter. Even
Whoa,
when he was
whoa.
training to be a SEAL, and he was in like the best shape
Yeah.
of his life, he
Right.
still would like
It's a muscle.
sink down to the bottom.
Did you hear his story though? When he
I read his book.
So you know
I did
about
too,
when he
yeah.
was fat, overweight, and he's like, went into the Navy, and he's like, oh, I want to be a SEAL. They're like, you need to lose about 60 pounds, and then he just started running.
They laughed at
Yeah.
him. Yeah.
And then he
They
just
laughed
started
him out of
running.
him, yeah.
And then he fucking comes back in, and
That guy's a
that's the story.
fucking monster.
He's an animal, dude.
Dude.
You don't fucking want this shit? What are you doing, bitch? You better get this shit and fucking running.
My favorite is the Joe Rogan message for his birthday. You ever hear
Yeah.
that?
Stay
hard.
When you took your first breath, it was going to be also a death sentence. You know, just fucking, you're gonna die. Just fucking nonstop, dude. The guy's off the hook.
Yeah,
but
he's something else.
But people can do that shit, dude. And so when my brothers and I would jump off the bridge here in town, like they would jump off. They're taller and skinnier than I am considerably, and meth's a hell of a drug. But yeah,
Not
you
a
jump.
sponsor.
Definitely not sponsored the podcast. But we would jump off the bridge, dude. And I just remember the first time I ever jumped off something that high. And I sunk super fast, but then like it was like a fucking bobber, dude. It was like a fucking bobber, dude.
Just came right back
I
up.
literally I breached the water like a fucking sperm whale, dude. fucking out of the water, dude.
All these birds are flying down, laying on your belly.
The fucking bitch. This bitch is out in the fucking boat, out where the boat
eating-
buoys are.
they're
She's
eating
like,
all the
it's a no-wake
crustaceans."
zone, you dig?
The one lady's out there like, look at that blowhole.
Yeah.
No, you're high fiving your next brother on the
Fucking
bridge
no-
still. Hey, bro, what's up?
Dude.
Going back in.
Well,
Fucking-
speaking of like David
can you guys
Goggins,
stop
too,
with this fucking bone density bullshit?
Yeah, kudos to you
the
because
fuck you talking
Skinny
about?
Miles, so Miles is a little bit bigger guy.
You realize
right now.
bones have no
But
density.
When I ran into Skinny Miles, like
are
I
you
had
really
no
fucking
idea.
doing
Here we
Adam,
go, baby.
He was the same size as you, homie.
Yeah.
Skinny Miles, baby. Like he threw me off when he answered his door.
167.
We were talking.
Wow. That's
And
almost what I weighed today. 168.
Yeah. I went from 428 pounds to 167 pounds
Wow.
in about
A year or two?
maybe 15 months, something like that.
I show up at his
16
house and
months?
he answers the door and I'm like,
Don't even
hey,
recognize-
like, where's
yeah.
Miles? Like,
remember
you know,
that.
he's
Is,
like,
is this
and then
why
he said
meth is a
something. I'm like,
sponsor?
not a sponsor, by the way.
Not
Yeah,
a
no,
sponsor.
no, that was fucking hard diet and working
That was
out,
hard.
man.
Yeah.
Damn.
that was all
Homie
diet.
Homie locked
Yeah.
himself in a fucking room for fucking 15 months. It was
Almost
like, I'm
sounds
doing
like
this. It was
almost
awesome.
sounds like our friend
Which one?
Ryan.
Raw guy?
Yeah, he was.
He got in shape too for
yeah,
a minute.
For a minute.
He was like 175.
Yeah,
It's
He
all, in his,
cut.
it's all in his beard.
It is now. All that cum.
Why it's white?
But it is
conditioner.
It's
a
a
weird.
fucking it's awesome to do, and like, you know, kudos for everyone that does that. But it can be a hard lifestyle, especially if you're fucking going, you know, from that drastic of a change. You know, it's like, yeah, you got to do everything right. You know,
Dude, and then I got divorced at the height of that too, and so I was like 100,
fuck it.
167 pounds with this kind of personality, dude. You know he was out slaying, dude. You know he was out there just fucking.
Your New York story was
Yeah.
good enough, dude.
You
I
know
was like,
out there, you know he was out there checking boxes, dude.
I was gonna say
Warbucks.
I like how he was referring to himself in the third person. He's like he.
yeah, well, it's not him now. It was he back then.
You got
No.
it, baby.
He, him, not me.
Yeah,
You got it.
yeah. He
Yeah,
was,
it
he was
was,
out in New York in a suit, just fucking checking boxes.
As far as his bone
buddy
density
in
and
a
sinking,
suit.
yeah, you guys are full of shit on that. You just don't know how to swim, kind of thing.
Says
Is he
the
still
only-
stuck on this?
Yeah, because he's the only swimmer in the room.
Says the professional swimmer here.
I'm not stuck on it. I'm just doing math and physics out here. Like you're telling me,
He's
like
doing
Okay,
physics.
Rain Man.
you're
Yeah,
telling me out here, like bone density is making you sink. No, bro, it's because you're blowing out.
Mr. Math
You're
whiz
blowing out
over
your-
here. Fucking
Yeah.
take a private plane. Take a private plane from
I can't
Somerville
wait for
Island in the
David
Pacific.
Goggins to holler back at this fool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
David
we gotta
Goggins,
hashtag him in this one.
come see me, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna do the Murph with you.
You fucking
Even do it this year.
yeah. Like my dad said, "Fuck you, seals." You know what I'm saying? But the
He's
thing
clubbing
is like, you guys are blowing out. That's your problem.
You better go get the fucking lab coat or something if you're gonna talk about this
Oh,
shit, dude.
Jesus
I don't know.
Christ.
I don't know who David
The
Gergens is.
fucking
Gergens,
something
the
Gergens,
pharmacy
baby
tech
Gergens?
is like,
I would
no,
not want to have.
I know what I'm talking about.
I wouldn't want to have a last name Gergens. Sounds like I'm choking on semen.
Goggins.
Next time I look over at you, Joe, you better be wearing a fucking lab
It's
coat,
like
dude.
fucking David choking on semen out here. Goggins. You know
Oh,
what I'm
my-
saying?
you're talking-
Goglin.
Bone
I'm talking about
density.
25 times a man.
Hey,
you
bro,
are, dude.
the reason you sank Goggins is because you were fucking blowing out, you fucking fat fuck.
I
Just
would say a joke,
fucking
but I ain't
float.
gonna even reach.
Stop it. It's called air. It's called air in a balloon,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying?
Yeah, go, baby. What you gotta say?
What I want to say
What you
is
gotta
You
so
don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
So why did dead bodies sink then?
Because they fill up with water over time. They don't really sink. They just fill up with water. And
Why
then
did they float then?
so
They're
like
filling up full of
so
water.
here's something that'll
I can't wait
blow.
to see him explain this.
Here's
this
something
fucking
I'll-
water.
he's killed the
science,
dead.
not a sponsor.
Come
here's-
on, Joe. Tell me what it is.
here's
They
something
fill
that'll-
it full of water.
Here's
and then
something
they
that'll
sink.
blow your mind. If you
And
drop
if you die with blue balls, you're sinking to
if
the top
you if
every
you
time.
if you drop a rock
Sinking to the top.
into
Float to the top.
say an infinity pool, it'll eventually float. It'll reach its buoyancy where it displaces enough water because of math and science.
Oh my
It'll
word,
eventually
Are you
float.
fucking serious?
No,
So
is the
I am
answer
talking
that.
about
I'm
goddamn
dead.
bones, and you're like, if you do a rock, it will eventually become buoyant, and then you don't
you
believe
notice
me
that
about
that
fucking
conversation-
bones?
No,
Adam, did you
because-
notice that that conversation went from actual real
Because-
reality to just fucking?
Your bones are
fuck
your
happened?
bones are super light and flexible.
Dude, your bones are different than rocks.
You can't tell me that your
Rocks
I
float.
break rock, not bones.
what do you think your
Hashtag rocks float.
what do you think your skeletal structure makes
Make
up?
rocks float again, Joe.
Fucking minerals.
What do you think your skeletal structure makes up to your body mass? If you had 100% of your body mass, what is it with your bone? What makes up? I would say
Still has
40%. 40% of it.
Yeah, maybe even less.
Why did
You're
Dad
telling
tell
me
me
that
Well, unless you add my
you're
bone
telling
into
me
it, that's at
because
least 60%.
Fish have bones in their body. You're telling me they fucking sink? No. You're not sinking
They're
because you're
amphibious fucking creatures, Joe. It's a big
And they're
difference.
they're,
and then
they're
when they
mainly
die,
made out
guess
of
what
cartilage
happens?
too, right?
When fish
Yeah,
die,
so
they
are
don't
you.
sink, they float.
because they fill up with air, which is what your body is filled up with.
They don't fill up full of air.
You
They
have
fill up
s-
full of gases. There's a difference.
because the air, air, gas, whatever, same
it's like
thing.
they breathe it in, then just breathing in oxygen.
They
Also,
are-
they float.
They
Well,
are
yeah, there's
breathing in
oxygen breathing
They
fish.
are
the
breathing
fish
in
is down.
oxygen.
The fish is down there at the bottom of the
I
bubbler.
need a
in
drink
the
of
tank.
oxygen. I'll be back.
you're
Yeah.
not-
Oh, too much.
When
Yeah.
you jump in, and we can do it right now. I got a pool. You jump
He's
in,
fucked.
you hold your breath, you're gonna float.
Joe.
You breathe out, you're
Joe,
gonna sink.
I
because
cannot. I know. I cannot sink.
air.
I cannot sink. I
he's
cannot
saying
sink.
that anybody
Breath
can
it-
float.
Breath in or breath out. I can't sink.
I'm just saying, like, your bones are not making you sink. That's all I'm trying to tell you. Like, your bones are not making you sink out here. Like, you are sinking because you don't have enough buoyancy in your body, aka air in your lungs or your blood.
Okay, let me
vessels.
ask you a question. Do you think there is a difference in buoyancy between freshwater and saltwater?
Yes, salt water you can float more.
Yeah,
Because
you're more
of-
buoyant in saltwater.
Yeah, exactly. Fresh water is
water's
a little bit
more-
harder. But
the water's more
I will
viscous,
tell you
dude.
this though, Adam.
Water's
when you jump
thicker.
into a fucking cesspool, or not cesspool, but a fucking thing that might kill you water wise, like when you're in that fucking thing that undertow hits you and you're underwater and you don't know what the fuck you're doing and you breathe out and you keep breathing out and you're trying to get that air, yeah, you make yourself less buoyant. You are gonna sink. And I can understand that because you're, as a natural human, you're gonna be scared
Yeah,
in that situation.
that's the thing. You got to
And why
relax.
the fuck would you put that shit? Yeah, and that's the same thing in fighting too, right? You come back and you, any situation you put yourself where you could probably get hurt or die in, everybody tells you to relax. Just fucking relax. Just
Yeah.
go through the punches, kind of thing,
Yeah.
and just calm down, read it, just trust your training. But
But
as
it's
soon
hard
as-
to relax when that wake is
when
just
you
blowing
when
your
that
head up
fucking
against the rocks.
and
just-
I was out there, and I'll admit it, I was out there in Oahu. I almost fucking drowned, literally 10 feet off the fucking beach. The fucking wave was fucking huge. I let go of the boogie board. I didn't care. I'll pay for it, kind of thing. It's a $10 boogie board.
You gotta wait in line.
But when that fucking wave hits you, the power of the ocean, and you just fucking give up on it, you're gonna fucking sink, and it's gonna do what it wants to you. But there's a reason, like, you float as a mammal is because you have air in you to give buoyancy, kind of thing. And what you're saying is like, did you breathe out when you jumped into that fucking cliff? Like, do you remember like this scenario? Like when you jumped in, do you remember like your breaths or like what you were doing?
We just timed it for the wave so that
he
we
wasn't
wouldn't
drowning.
So we wouldn't crash, and that's the big thing. I don't know. I'm sure there is coral, but was there a lot of coral where you're at?
There was there was a lifeguard because there was a rock cliff. Like it wasn't, I wouldn't say a cliff, but there was a rock face right there where the beach was because it just drops
It's not
right
coral,
off.
though.
It just drops right
Well,
off.
it depends. Yeah, because
This guy's
Hawaii
gonna be a
is
politician,
volcanic. So Saipan is a coral island.
Joey answers no
but,
questions.
but
right
if
here.
but if
Well,
you're
yeah,
talking,
you make
if
your
you're-
roads out of
if
coral.
you're talking coral, you're thinking
That's why they're
when
so
you,
slick.
when you go
They're
to
so slick when it rains.
That's what.
when you go to Hawaii
We'll come
though,
back to that.
when you go to Hawaii, they tell you like don't touch the coral and don't touch
It's
turtle.
because it's sharp as fuck. And the turtles.
No, they don't want your fucking oily ass, having ass Acme skin.
No,
fucking
but
it up.
no,
the coral will
coral-
fuck you up.
So that was
Yes.
what I was gonna say.
No, if
is
there was
that's
coral,
how people
no, I
can
would be
die.
like-
Is you literally, like, let's say you fall down, you scrape yourself on the coral, and then you go home. You could die of infection. It's that there's just so many microbes and everything in there. And then when you get staph on in the CNMI, it's never staph. It's
Yeah,
always
you're
MRSA.
fucked.
It's
Oh,
always like high
I'm just-
antibiotic resistant
MRSA,
staph.
marine staph.
I'm just
That's what
talking.
M stands
I'm
for.
just talking floating wise kind of thing. Like
I'm gonna leave a
I'm,
floater
just,
here
I'm
on the
like
table.
when you breathe out, yes, you're gonna sink, and you're probably gonna breathe out when you're fucking in danger. You don't know what to do.
the buoyancy comes also like minus the bone thing. It comes from the air in your lungs. So if you
It's
drown,
it's
if you
100%.
actually drown, like you just like fuck it and take in all the water, you're not gonna be buoyant. You're gonna float straight down because there's no air left in your
I
body.
love how you can float down.
That's
Like
yeah.
that?
You don't float.
It's a
you-
soft
you
float.
You sink.
That's
That's-
like
that's
that's
a
like
soft
make
float.
one
That explains like
Hey,
when Miles
if
was
you got
asked,
an air tank on, you can float down.
when
baby.
Miles
Come
asked
on
me
now.
about the bodies that like there's
you
like
killed and
they
threw off
say
of the
I know. I was
shoes.
just gonna say, why do you keep talking about dead bodies?
they say there's like
So my first dead body. This is what I did.
they say there's like
My dad hit him with a ball peen camera.
in Lake
Well, no,
Tahoe.
I was trying to illustrate a point that a dead body will sink, right? At first.
Yeah, because it's taking on fucking water. And
Okay.
it'll
Then why
just-
does it end up floating?
like a
The Titanic.
so it's like a it's like
Decomp,
a
right?
it's like a
Yeah,
it's like
the-
driftwood.
No, it's the gas. The gases inside the body.
you
gas-
throw
I got a driftwood right now. And I'm
you
in the
throw
lake.
you throw a log in water, right?
Down periscope,
it'll
baby.
float, but eventually it'll sink
or up.
because eventually the water displaces all the air in the wood. so
Okay,
it'll
but then you were
eventually-
saying, so is that like some effect? Because you throw the rock in the water, it sinks,
it's gonna
but
float.
eventually it's gonna
No,
float.
no.
Dwayne Johnson floats 100% of the
So,
time,
no,
all
this-
the
I'm
time.
glad you brought that up,
This
Adam,
is
'cause
blowing your
this is
mind.
what I'm talking
I'm
about.
telling you, this is blowing your mind. Everything
not.
floats. If you drop a rock in like the
Titanic
Mariana-
does-
How
doesn't-
long is it gonna take?
in
mean, it
Mariana
did.
Trench, it'll fall a mile. It'll fall as far as it'll displace its buoyancy of water. All it's doing when you sink is you're displacing the water to enough that you can float. And yes, there are fucking heavy elements that if you drop one enough,
Like a rock.
and he could pull it up right now because we have internet, you can drop a rock in water, a massive boulder, and it will fucking eventually float.
You show me
So-
the one boulder that's ever
It'll-
floated.
Well,
if
no,
I
my
dive into the
question would-
ocean and there's a boulder just hanging
that's
out,
that's
Yeah.
the thing. What I would be
No one's
asking
ever
is
seen
why
that
isn't there
ever.
a ton of floating rock? Because there's lots of rock at the
Well,
bottom of the
because
ocean.
Correct.
It has to
Or
displace,
lakes,
it
or
has
rivers.
to displace so much of its mass to comprehend.
so you're telling me
what
over millions
its
of years
distance.
it might float.
But
So,
you
like,
think
the
what-
Titanic
you think
is-
one of the hundreds of trillions of boulders that are out inside the ocean,
I'm
a
telling
fucking ship would hit one?
I'm telling you,
Iceberg straight
you
ahead.
if you read the definition of buuyancy, it'll literally tell you.
There ain't
I
no
know,
rocks
but
floating.
But
I think
the
yes,
Titanic
it
is-
displaces
Plus your
so
DJ.
much, right? But then there has to be. It can't displace.
It's the
It's
same
everything.
mass.
It's
It
the
can't
same
displace its
reason.
mass.
It's the same
Yeah.
reason.
Mass
that
is gonna take
It's
over.
the same reason that carriers that can sport 1 million people float on the ocean. They realize the physics.
You mean a boat?
They're full of air.
They can just. They can just displace the water.
They're
No,
full
it's
of
not
air.
A full air. Or
I
anything.
know, but
And
that's
Gonzaga-
using,
No,
that's
they're not.
using math
It's
to say
displacing-
we need to make it a surface so large to displace so much weight.
So surface.
But if you
so
take a rock,
surface area,
the surface area is
very
the same.
small, and that's why you sink. Because same thing with the human body. If you go like this in the pool, you spread your limbs out, you float more, right? If you go like this, you sink because your surface area is smaller. But you're eventually gonna float if you go like this as a rock. You're gonna eventually float.
Rocks are moving their arms
You're
now.
just displacing the buoyancy or the matter of
There,
water.
but there has to be like a
it's
limit.
fucking weird,
There
and I
has to-
don't.
there- but
I didn't believe it
There
either.
has to be a limit.
but
there
it's
has to be
fucking
a limit.
true. If I drop a fucking,
If I
brick-
drop a 1,000,000-ton
if I drop a,
compressed carbon ball, it
It's
is
going to the
never
bottom.
going to float.
I'm telling you, if I drop a brick in the Mariana Trench, the deepest part of the ocean that we
Well, that's
know,
a
it'll
fucking
fucking
porous thing. Like no, I
It'll
We'll
want
never
like
find it because we
granite.
can't even go
It'll-
there.
I want granite.
It'll eventually. It doesn't matter what it is. It'll eventually float.
Negative.
It'll eventually.
100% no.
All right,
once-
how anybody
it
know how long
displaces- it's-
how
once
deep
it-
the Marianas Trench is?
8 miles?
Seven and a
2
half miles.
down?
7.5 miles?
Yeah. Once it displaces,
James-
Jab coming out.
James
it just-
Cameron came and filmed a documentary.
He's
Yeah,
never
he
gone
didn't-
down.
he
No one's
went
ever
down.
gone down to the bottom though.
he did. James Cameron did.
Well, he went down to a part of.
No, he did.
Like 4 miles or something.
No, he went all the way down. Damn.
Shut up, Mister. I'm fucking
Christ.
dropping
Jesus,
rocks over here.
Jesus
You
Christ,
fucking
floating
guy.
rock boy.
I know. Go put a rock in
Sit
your
back.
pool and let me know when it
Sit
floats
back.
because when it does, we'll sell that shit.
Pull
from
it
the
up.
Yeah.
Am I right or am I wrong?
You're
Someone
wrong.
had poor DeGrasse Tyson over here,
Oh my
dude.
god.
Poor DeGrasse Tyson. Is that
Yeah.
what you called him?
Yeah.
Once.
Also, I
Porous,
looked it up.
porous,
I looked
porous
it up.
DeGrasse Tyson.
I looked it up, and fat is the number one thing that can affect people's buoyancy, human body buoyancy. Okay.
Okay, fat is number one.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
not
The
bone.
fatter somebody is,
The more they're buoyant,
the more buoyant.
because they hold more
Okay,
oxygen.
now
more-
look up
more
if
air.
rocks float.
How about
This is not a fucking.
the next one was
Alright,
going to be
look-
bone
alright,
density?
Anyways, I'm changing this fucking thing.
Okay,
No,
here we go.
we're on this.
We'll
shit,
come
bro.
back to it. We're on this shit.
Fucking
No,
change
we're
it.
on
I
shit.
got more questions for you.
This is my house.
I wanna
He's the
know.
guest. Yeah, we got to learn about his life. I want to talk about Japan. I
What-
want to talk about Japan.
What about Japan?
So you're lucky enough to live in Japan.
There are no sideways pussies. I'm telling you.
Yeah, well, you shouldn't find the right one.
It's because they don't float. Nobody floats
Answer
down
me
here.
this. You ever go to a whorehouse?
Have I ever been to a whorehouse? Not,
Okay, then I'm right.
not in Japan.
Oh shit. But living in Japan, because we've talked about this before. Obviously not in the podcast or anything, but how you and I both love the Japanese culture, the heritage. You know, everything about it, like with the martial arts stuff that
Why?
we both
Because
did.
you watch Mulan.
No, I watched Last Samurai with Tom Cruise, baby.
get down to business.
You want to be the last white samurai ever? Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise.
That's a great movie, though.
Hun.
This is legit. This is legit.
This is legit. Yeah. He was a drunk. Now he fucking swings a sword. We're good. He learned it in fucking 12
Hey,
months.
Ken Watanabe was in that movie. It
He
makes it
was.
legit.
Ken Watanabe's a fucking bad motherfucker.
What's
It's
so
a
cool
great
about
movie, though.
Japan? Are they
Shut up, Mr. Greaser. Get out of
Yeah,
here.
other than everything,
I wanna go to-
mathematics,
Yeah, other
I want to
than
go
like-
to
architecture,
Japan, bro.
And
culture.
they would also say rocks fucking sink.
You've
So-
been there. No, they.
And now that you brought it up, the Google box says it's impossible for a rock to float.
Well, Google's wrong. Also,
I mean,
Everything you read on the internet's true.
Jesus Christ. Where did you read this, Joe? Was it in a dream?
no. Eventually, everything floats. If you sink it far enough, it'll.
rocks are
Sand
generally
floats.
denser than water, and the difference in its density make it categorically impossible to be buoyant.
Well, Google's also wrong on a math equation too. That people think.
Here we go, dude.
Oh, math
Bring
equation?
it back.
It's
Here we go,
hey,
dude.
He was
Anyways.
wrong about 1 + 1
Anyways,
one
about
day.
Japan.
I think at least Japanese people know that rocks don't float. I mean, I would take guesses out here, but
Well, if they put it this way, the fucking Italians know that rocks don't float. That's why they do concrete shoes, because you go into the bottom. We ain't gonna find you.
fucking.
See ya. You should know this, you
If-
goddamn
if you
dirty
have-
Italian.
if you
why do you
displace-
fucking,
if-
Why does your dad have concrete stakes? It's because he's putting shoes in them and he's dropping them off the bridge.
If the
'Cause
math-
they're never gonna
Especially
float.
when he keeps talking about dead bodies that he sees.
I know.
If,
So
if the mass
you don't want this guy to kill you, 'cause you'll
enough
find that
water,
body
It'll
instantly.
eventually float. That's all buoyancy is.
I understand that, but there's a finite amount of water.
Google's just giving people like mouth breezes the answer. Like, oh, if I drop a rock, will it float?
Yep.
No, it won't float. However,
because it won't.
it's the same thing when you take Chem 111. They tell you lead doesn't dissolve, and then you take Chem 112, and they're like, well, actually, lead does dissolve, and here's its KSP.
Well, yeah, and you can
So
you
what the
can
fuck are you
you
talking
can
about?
super cool water and turn it into liquid eventually, like a gel.
yeah, but so I don't.
But
take,
still,
I don't
rocks
take.
don't float.
I
and
don't
that
take
gel's
Google-
not gonna fucking be buoyant.
It doesn't have to be rocks. It could be a fucking ship. Like it could be like the Titanic.
Yeah.
Like,
Guess what?
obviously-
The Titanic is still at the bottom of the
obviously,
fucking ocean.
Because the
With
ocean
Leo.
you have to have distance, so it's proportionate to mass. The distance of the ocean has to be proportionate to the mass of the object fucking sinking. And
Okay,
also,
Dude, the ocean is
also-
damn near infinite.
also when you
No,
put in,
it's not
no, that's what I'm
infinite, but
saying.
also-
I would believe, Joe, if we could hypothetically have introduced as much water as we want based off of the mass of the object.
right, if you're talking like a fucking glass and you put the biggest fucking rock you can fit in that glass, maybe it's going to come up because, for one, the water's going to evaporate and it's going to fucking displace. So it's not even really going to fucking rise. The water's just going to go
so
away.
I think if you could,
So
if you could
it's
control
floating on the bottom of the glass.
like you have a finite mass, and then you could introduce as much or as little volume, I think I'd believe what you're saying. But if it's
talk about
if it's a
hypotheticals
finite
now?
mass, finite volume, I don't think it's like eventually it's going to happen.
No.
no, I
Where's
just-
all the ships from the
I
fucking
just-
17, 16, 15,
I don't
1400s?
think-
Or
Where's all the
airplane,
gold?
World War
How come
II
that
airplane.
little gold
I don't-
fucking nugget's not floating to the
I
top?
don't think I can just explain it to you
'Cause it
guys.
doesn't
but, like,
float.
it's fucking weird.
We're
to
not on
think
his
of
level,
that.
dude.
It's not that you're on
Yeah,
my
eat
level.
more beers, and then we'll be there.
You're not on my. It's not that you're not on my level, but it's like the fact that like it was explained to me for someone that was way above our level
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to
Obviously,
say
he's
by
an
a
idiot.
fucking hobo.
that it could
They were
be
drunk one night down
like,
in Vegas, and some
Jesus
guy's
Christ.
like, "I used to work at Intech."
If you had
and
a if
I
you
used
had
to tell
a
you one
fucking
thing."
pool that can go forever, infinity, eventually anything you drop in that thing would float. Yes.
Okay, hold on.
I know,
These
but now
are-
you're
these
talking
are
about
hypothetical
infinity. The
physics.
fucking ocean is a finite amount of volume.
I understand that, but I'm just trying to tell you.
And an infinity pool is only
I'm
so
just
big.
trying to tell you.
Okay,
It's a fucking
well,
pool for a reason.
I'm
Well,
trying
you're-
to tell you, like, the same reason we have to study why lead dissolves is the same reason people discover why you can drop a rock so far and set an amount of water and it will float eventually. Who's studying that shit?
well, you know,
They figured it out.
Okay. Here's one thing. I think he's saying that it's not going to float eventually all the way to the top.
No, it's just going to stay in this spot. It'll stay right there.
Okay.
Like a dead body.
It'll be
okay,
1
well,
centimeter off
well,
the
this
bottom.
is a whole
8
different
miles down.
conversation now.
Oh,
Right?
It's not floating; it's being suspended.
Oh, my
first
bad.
of all.
My bad. My
First
bad.
of all,
my
Jesus,
bad. My
we
bad.
thought shit's coming to the surface,
Okay,
you
so
fuck.
if you thought it was coming to the
Holy
surface,
shit!
Jesus.
All right, we're
My
done with
bad.
that conversation.
Christ.
my bad.
My head hurts.
We got a
Give
thing-
him a shot.
We got a thing to
You
do
want to do
here.
this?
We
All
got
right,
a thing to
let's-
do here.
Let's do this.
my bad. I thought.
Let me explain it first before you play the jingles.
Okay,
So,
now I get it. That's why I was saying like the
suspended
Hey.
in the ocean.
Yes.
Yes.
You know why? This is
Floating
why my
in the
head
ocean.
hurts.
motherfucker.
This shit's
How long
like-
have we been on this fucking
Way
topic?
too long.
He's giving us Dora the Explorer
How about
over
you
here. We
be
would
on-
all
Damn it.
agreed
Get
on that
my
right off the
level. I
bat.
didn't meant to make it float on top of the surface.
Well,
no.
that's
You were talking buoyancy.
You said a rock would float in an infinite pool. Is exactly what you said.
Yes.
Let me tell you first of all that an infinite pool, right, is
Jesus.
something you put in your backyard to swim in, dude.
Yeah.
First of all,
I'm
not
sorry.
a body of
I'm
water.
sorry. I
Dwayne
thought-
Johnson would
I-
have floated
I
in
thought
that
it was.
thing.
I thought it was describing that the rock, Dwayne Johnson, could sink 2
Only
miles
so
down
far.
and be
We're down with
suspended.
rocks.
Now-
We're down with rocks.
All right.
Where's
Okay.
the tequila? All right.
for
Jesus.
fucking Christ.
Oh,
Okay.
Take a look over to your right shoulder.
Let me draw this shit, bro.
It's
Ooh, I
already
like
drawn.
the
It's already
elephant. Who did the elephant?
drawn. That was Enzo.
A tattoo
magnificent.
artist.
Oh, of course.
Yeah,
Fuck.
right, Enzo, and he did the squirt gun. All right, so we're gonna play a little game.
That's not an
here.
animal.
Yeah, we let him have leeway because he's the actual
that-
artist that
Okay,
comes on.
that's
That
true,
episode cut out too,
So-
by the way. So we had to.
I'm gonna give you a drawing.
Okay.
It's called "Finish My Animal."
Okay.
All right? So you need to finish this drawing with whatever animal you see fit.
It's not a dick. It's an animal. Okay.
Okay.
And it floats.
Player.
It's a cute little bird or moose or bear. What is it? Finish my animal.
God damn, I'm sorry. I didn't know I had to explain to you mouth breathers that I was actually
Still
floating
on it,
on the
dude.
fucking
Still on it.
surface.
Okay. Go to Adam's camera.
he's
Look at
on
this
it.
thing.
God, is that a rock?
Whoop whoop.
Whale shark. Whale shark. It's a
Yeah.
whale shark,
There you go.
and it's underwater because there's air bubbles, and it's probably fucking.
I wonder what that.
Floated.
I wonder
It's
what the buoyancy
floating.
of that thing is, dude.
You know what? Fuck you guys.
And, and just to say,
Can we
not,
get a
not this
buoyancy check on that?
needs to be a leeway, but I did actually swim with whale sharks in the Philippines.
Let's hear about this. Sign that bad boy.
Yeah,
Please.
you have to sign it in case you ever become famous, so we can sell it.
When you well, he's already have things published. So when you publish your
40 publications.
40 publications, Okay, we're gonna come
You're
back.
about to have a whole other one about buoyancy here. Dude,
Yeah.
after this conversation.
Jesus, I gotta write a paper on this shit.
We're gonna come back to that. Tell us about swimming with the whale sharks, because when you
What is a whale shark?
For the listeners,
It is-
they're gonna be
it
like,
is-
it's the largest shark, native to the Philippines. They are not they're not like a typical shark where
no, they
actually
usually eat krill, right, the whole time.
yeah, so they literally what they do is they just open their big mouths and take in a whole bunch of water to have like small fish and things like that. So they don't really have teeth.
kale and shit. Or
yeah.
like
No, like plankton, small fish,
plankton,
that kind of stuff. Anyway, yeah, they're really cool. And
Are
so
they
in the
omnivores? Like they eat plant too, or like kelp and shit? Or
It's whatever they can suck in. Their
yeah,
mouth. It's like a vacuum.
okay,
yeah. So
and if
what
it gets in there, sure.
it's Joe on a Saturday night. Got it.
So what we did is, so we're in the Philippines. This is before we had kids. Wife and I were dating, and then all of our friends from Saipan wanted to do a trip to the Philippines. So we went to the Philippines. We went to Cebu, and then in Cebu Island, you can go and then swim with whale sharks. So then you go out on these little boats, and then you like hold on to the boat, and then you can kind of like be down there. You're not supposed to touch the sharks.
How
or
close
anything.
were you? What do you think? Like,
You to me.
I don't
Couple
want to be
feet?
Mr.
Really?
Mr.
did they ever say anything like, "Hey, don't get in front of their mouth, so you be fucking swimming with the
Hey,
fishes"? See,
Well, so what
I
happens
don't want to
is-
be Mr. Dick Rock out here floating kind of thing, but a whale shark is kind of an oxy fucking not happening moron. You know what I'm saying? So is it a whale or is it a shark?
right? It's a rock.
What
It
is it?
floats, baby.
What is
It's
it,
a
bro?
rock.
I think it's categorized as a shark because it's the largest shark.
'Cause
But
you
they
know,
call it a whale
you-
shark
a
because it's big.
A killer whale is a dolphin. So
It's a
Yeah,
porpoise.
it's an orca.
It's a porpoise.
what the fuck's an orca?
Killer whale.
So you're in the Pacific Ocean. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
And you're in like Indonesia, or like where are you?
Philippines.
Indonesia.
So Philippine Sea.
Okay.
And so then, so you just go out on these boats, and then the guys that was leading the boats, they would have like small fish they drop in the water to attract them to us. And then you just kind of like hang out and float in the water and hold on to the boat and just see like them swimming around and eating the little fish and stuff.
Crazy.
That's pretty cool.
The thing that was hilarious is so then my brother and I are both bald, and we're going out, and they're like, yeah, you can't have any sunscreen, nothing on, because it it might be bad for the sharks.
What
and
about the
everything.
national? Not to interrupt you, but they make like a
Like a natural thing, like a supplement thing.
They don't,
I
but
say national. I meant to say national.
They have like
got you. I
gotta use that
certain
in
types
Mexico.
of sunscreen that don't affect like coral and stuff. I don't know about animals.
I'll tell you what my
Gotcha.
dad tells me. I'm American. I'm fine.
Anyway,
That's
that
what she
pass?
said.
so
So
you
anyway,
bald
so,
brother.
it was the thing that was so funny is so then we're like, what? And I had a hat on, it was fine. My brother-in-law is like, okay, turns around, like puts a whole bunch of fucking sunscreen on, doesn't give a shit. But then we were out there, and then the thing that was so funny, my
3 dead
brother-in-law's
sharks in
like,
the water.
oh, okay, yeah, so the sunscreen I happen to be wearing is going to disturb the whale shark. Well, what about that fucking diaper right there?
right? Yeah.
What about that fucking trash there?
What about
Oh.
that fucking
What
six
about
shooter?
what about this? What about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was.
What
it
about
was
all
funny.
that plastic floating from China right
Exactly.
there? There it is
So
right
here's
there.
a question for you, because I've never been
What
to the
about that
Philippines.
floating
I know
rock?
You've
The
been
fuck?
well, more than a few times.
Yeah, like 3 or 4 times.
Is it like they're depending on what island you're in the Philippines? Because how many islands are there?
Low tide 7,100.
It's a lot.
Okay,
So
high
when you're
tide.
out there,
I got a tattoo on my.
I know that's why I was bringing this up. So when you're out there, and depending on what actually island that you're off of, or like the main island, because that's where your wife's from, right?
Yeah.
And is the water is it like Indonesia disgusting India water, or is it like nice fucking tropical?
Whoa,
fucking clear-
whoa. First of all,
Shut up, let me finish.
I say fucking rocks float out here, and you give me shit. And you say there's 7,000 islands,
7,100. Low tide.
and nobody out here is like, we'll just
because it's fucking true.
Joe,
take you
that's
at-
because I'm smart, dude.
we'll take you at face value all of a sudden. Like, yeah, it's got to be true.
It is true.
There's 7,000 islands.
Hey,
out
look at me. Look at me.
I was
tell.
right though on the rock thing. Okay, I didn't.
No,
know
you
Anyway.
were not.
God! I didn't realize
suspension as opposed to floating.
Mute his mic for
Good.
5 minutes. He's
No,
in timeout.
sir.
There's no fucking way there are 7,000
Play the booze.
fucking islands out there, bro.
And that's not even the most.
What's that?
You realize that it's
I
a
think
volcanic.
What's that? The size of Rhode Island? We talking 7,000 islands, bro?
Well, some of the islands are
They're
like
little,
very, very
little
small.
nipples. We talking prostitute nipples coming out? What, get a little sucky kind of thing?
I'm telling you, dude.
What's the difference between a prostitute nipple
What
and a regular
happened?
nipple?
You're gonna have to go get the
You gotta buy
fucking.
'em.
You're gonna have to go get the Indiana Jones fucking hat from last week, dude. If you're gonna start talking to me
Yeah,
about
right.
fucking geography and
So
shit.
I want to say because there is
Yellowstone.
there is another set of islands that's more than 7,100. It's like 13,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so let me
Yeah.
ask you this: what landmass is considered an island? 'Cause
Anything that floats
you're just-
above the fucking
like an
water.
if you're just
It
popping
could
a
be a
fucking
fucking 5 by
little
5.
nipple
An
out,
atoll,
what the fuck is an atoll?
A
bro?
T O
Yeah,
L
Sounds like
L.
Kanye
about to
West's
learn.
son.
About to learn you
Kanye.
something, dude.
Yeah. So anything that is
Sounds like
above
somebody
the
named
water.
an anchor. Okay, an atoll.
an atoll,
Choke on that thing,
What
dude.
what big is it? How big is an atoll?
it can
An
be.
Look at you.
So
As big as this.
yes, so there can be an island just as big as you, and there can be one that's bigger, one that's smaller.
All right, so when you say there's 7,000 islands out there, they could be the size of a.
Doesn't mean there's a
fucking-
house on there.
Hey, shut the fuck up. No one's.
And it
asking
means
you.
like no, it's
Or
not
a
like
hut.
there's roads or somebody lives
It's
on
still
it.
incredible, dude.
Yeah. It's just-
I get that, but you know, I'm just trying to bring you back down to earth, bro.
Pull that thing fucking off right there. Right in front of it. It's like a hair or a grass. It's getting
Wow.
me. It's getting me every time I look at him. It's the first
Dude,
time
it
I
was
look at it.
fucking, I thought it was a spider when I first saw it. I was
That's
like,
been getting
swat
me.
that fucker right out of the way, dude.
All right, so,
So I learned a new word, an atoll.
yeah, an asshole.
It's
Right.
Same your name.
Leche, par.
Atoll.
Yeah, he learned more than one word.
Atoll
Leche,
pa?
leche
That's what
We
he
can
is.
do okay. And
Why
then
does it sound
the
so
other one I
Spanish?
can
And
tell
you learned that
you
rocks
is
float. So here we are.
putainga.
I don't know what that,
That sounds sexy, dude.
amazing.
Putainga.
Sounds like a food truck.
Put it in a
That
cat
lit-
par.
So ka.
Putain pa.
So ka.
Rocks float, bitch.
Ka is Tagalog, means you. Putainga means motherfucker.
Okay,
So it's like fuck you. Putainga ka.
that's what we're gonna name this.
Why is
episode.
it
And then
sounds
you
so
can say,
Spanish.
and then you can like. Usually, what happens? Like, I usually curse in other languages. I don't know why, but so like if I stub my toe or something, I'll be like, "Putainga ka, pak shit talaga."
Bro, that sounds like a lot of work for.
Why
stubbing
does
your
it
toe.
sound so Spanish, dude? Because like
Because the Spanish inhabited
Okay.
both.
Because the leche thing too is
Chamorro,
Yeah.
heavily Spanish. They had
even that word.
they
is
had
like
control
Spanish.
over the CNMI for 300 years. The Spanish controlled the Philippines for 350 years.
We're talking like Spain Spanish. Not,
Yeah,
not
Yeah, the
Latino
conquistadors.
Yeah.
Talking about,
So
like,
the
Actual
same thing, like
Spaniards.
the Armada.
so in Chamorro, heart is corazon.
Great
in
burrito.
Spanish, corazon. In
Yeah.
Tagalog, corazon.
Okay.
Same.
God, no.
Because you
wonder.
were saying those words, and I was like, man, that sounds. Because my wife is fluent in Spanish, studied in Mexico and all
Is
that.
she? I
Yeah.
never knew that.
You never knew that?
No.
My
man,
my
she's-
ex was fluent in Spanish.
cool.
Don't know where to take that one, dude. Sorry, but
No, it's good. Well,
But
and
so she speaks Spanish around the house all the time,
Uh-huh.
and she just went to Mexico
Chutin
and,
ca.
and basically like spoke Spanish the whole time.
Yeah.
And that
well,
whole
if that's the
thing.
case, when we go to Mexico next time, come with us.
We have
Chicate.
yeah,
That's fuck you in
and she
Spanish.
knows all the and she's a therapist, and so she has
So
like
she doesn't say chicate much.
she has Spanish speaking patients
Oh, okay.
therapy,
She says it's
and so
me.
she hears all the fucking because she has all these guys. That,
And they would never look at her thinking that she knows Spanish 100%. You know what I mean?
It's-
Not in a mean way of talking about your wife, but
Yeah.
like your wife's the most
Oh, dude,
southern
most
looking,
white looking woman
exactly,
ever, dude. Yeah.
lovely,
porcelain
southern-
skin,
yes.
blonde hair, blue eyes. Yeah.
My wife's the same, brown and speaks great English, and everybody's like, oh,
What the fuck?
Well, and she
So
speaks Japanese.
yeah,
And
fluent in
she's-
Japanese.
that's
and-
way cool.
And
Yeah, that's hard,
Tagalog,
man.
right?
Tagalog.
Yeah.
So she speaks 3 fucking
and
languages.
she's
Joe can't
from
even speak
Philippines?
English.
Is that what
She's
you're saying?
So, I
she's
mean,
from
think about
yeah,
that.
so she's
when
an
your,
immigrant
when your
from the
wife
Philippines.
showed up, I was like showing her pictures, trying to like talk to her and shit. And she's like,
He's got a storyboard out here trying to communicate. He's
I
like,
speak-
dude, she speaks English.
I
Like,
speak-
Joe's out here doing this Dora
No,
the
no, no, no,
Explorer.
no.
Telling her fucking rocks float and shit.
Hello.
Hello. Are
right,
you
so-
okay?
uh,
Welcome to America.
Good time.
This is called freedom.
this is $1. Un.
She's like, do you own
Minus
all
the
this land? I'm
fucking
like, no,
the
I rent it.
Seaworthy Express shit we're trying to talk about and playing with the whales,
Yes.
which is all cool because I know you told me like
Which you
hey,
never saw a whale
which we haven't
or a
gotten
shark.
back to Japan.
Just saying.
Was talking about Japan
Let's go to
and
Japan,
you
dude.
live in
Let's
there.
go.
Well, because he has a lot of good history with it.
I'd go.
I love it there. And you were living in it starts with an M.
A trailer.
Matsaka.
Masaka.
What's
Now-
that? Japan for poor?
Where's that?
It's rural. It's central Japan. It's about 90 minutes from Nagoya.
So you're not in the middle of a city. Then you're like,
Well, okay, I say countryside, but we had
The ocean side.
We had several malls.
We saw
It's
them
nice.
whales.
I mean, but that's okay, right?
Yeah,
Like, I just
so-
feel like it's not like you're in Tokyo or
It's not
It's
Last
definitely
Samurai
not-
shit.
Yeah, it's definitely not Tokyo, and it's definitely not Last Samurai
Right.
living out in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah, no electricity. Fucking,
Yeah.
in a valley.
But
dude,
you can
just,
you can definitely like you'll be walking at night and be like, oh, smell the piggery. You like smell the all the pigs they got and the cattle and
which
stuff.
is
Pickery.
nice.
I
Pickery.
actually like that. Dude. The farm smell, dude. That actually doesn't bother me.
You guys don't
Yeah.
have. They don't have fucking pigs and cattle over there, bro. Sorry, it's cool. They got
You
whale
want to talk
shark.
about your
What the?
beef?
So
Should I mute him?
Okay.
Dude?
Yes, you might have to. Here. in a
so
minute.
speaking of like how crypto works,
Oh,
Japanese beef where
Super
we lived
expensive.
was the most expensive. So most people
Which
think
is
that
called?
Kobe beef is expensive, and it comes from Kobe, but they actually export it.
You mean Kobe? The guy went down in the helicopter. Kobe beef. They're cutting like lambs off his fucking ass cheeks right now. Still fucking
Kobe,
calf muscle.
the Kobe beef.
yikes.
Kobe.
I think that's why he was.
And you
named
want to
Kobe.
mute me out here for talking
So
physics
so
and shit?
anyway,
rocks don't
so
float,
then Matsaka is actually a more expensive beef, and the price will change by the hour there.
and that's from where you were.
That's where we lived. One of our students had the second most popular Matsaka beef restaurants.
Is that all of Japan or just Matsaka? The restaurant.
This restaurant is one restaurant.
No. I mean, like, is it like
The beef
sought
is-
out through Japan? Like, you have to go here, or is that just in the area that you lived?
The second best Matsaka
Matsaka,
beef
okay.
restaurant in
Okay.
Matsaka was the student that was
Which
ours.
is what you said. I was just asking.
I've heard this. Let me ask you this: is it
Oh, boy.
true that
Can't wait.
chicken and beef are more expensive than fish over there? Like if you were to buy a chicken,
It depends on the fish that you're buying.
just say like I don't know, salmon or
So like salmon is because salmon doesn't. There isn't a lot of salmon in Japan. Salmon would be much more expensive than it would be here.
Compared to
what's the
Pacific
but then,
so,
like-
so
like
what's
a
the main
flatfish
what's the main
thing.
protein over there? Like animal protein in Japan.
Hey, stop
You-
hijacking right now.
you-
Let him finish.
You can get anything. You know what the great thing is?
KFC.
Chicken,
Shit.
chicken.
I'm not kidding. KFC in Japan's fucking nuts. Go ahead.
It's not an interview.
But they
Calm
don't have
down.
gravy. There's no gravy in
Talk
KFC in
shit.
Japan.
No way,
No gravy.
dude. What the fuck is that?
Cannot get gravy.
They just don't do gravy.
They don't do gravy.
No gravy!
I know they don't do dairy
some
gravy,
gravy.
especially like they
Ain't
don't-
no gravy.
Yeah.
That's
No,
fine. I don't do
the best
condiments either,
food,
bro.
and this is one thing I would force any of my friends that come to Japan. I'm gonna have to take a piss soon. Any of my
Whenever you
friends
want.
that
We'll play Helen Bertha.
that come to Japan
Sure we are.
is I take
Thank
them
you.
to
Don't worry about him.
I'll take them to
Look at me. Look at me.
take them to Koo's mom's restaurant,
Oh
With the
and
K.
we would have chicken sashimi.
no.
The fuck is
Nope.
that?
Nope.
Is that
Oh,
squid?
You're doing it.
Are you
That's-
serious?
You're
Nope.
fucking doing it.
I remember the fucking.
Wait, whoa, whoa,
hold
whoa,
on,
whoa, whoa,
before you
whoa,
go.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
I remember the white chick, blonde fucking dum dum meme
Oh,
in
dude.
video of her like, I'm making chicken sashimi, and it's just raw chicken right there, and she's like,
She's
yeah,
raw
I'm
dogging
gonna-
it?
Yeah, she's like, I'm
Yeah.
gonna eat it. I'm like, oh my god, you're gonna die. like,
No,
whoa.
she's like, you gotta get a perfect sear on it, and she just sears it like a
No,
fucking
she didn't
Wagyu
sear it. She just the
So-
one I watched. She just cut a
First of
fucking
all,
cold cutlet.
again-
cut it piece off. It was like mine.
You
like,
see the
oh my
Italian
god.
meal where they don't know rocks float out here. So
Neither do you.
everything
You're just
out
making
here,
shit up.
everything out here apparently is chicken.
Corn can make light.
Because
If you didn't
Gordon
know that,
Ramsay
corn
says
makes light.
raw chicken will kill you. Is not true.
Suspension is different than flow, by the
Poultry,
way.
poultry is probably one of the
How it's taken care of,
dirtiest
yes.
meats,
How it
and
is
that's
taken
why
care of, yes.
kosher,
The texture-
in like kosher tradition, chicken has to be stored below all other
But
meat.
why isn't ground beef? Ground
Kosher
beef
salt.
has the same fucking problems that chicken has, but you can eat that raw.
No, it
Nobody
does
has that
not.
fucking thing.
Wait,
Yes, it
wait,
does.
say that one more time. Say that one more time.
Ground meat? Why would
No,
you eat ground beef raw?
Say that
Why
one
would
more.
you not?
Say that one more time. What did you
'Cause
just say, Joe?
you
A
cook.
steak was you could do a steak, but not ground meat.
No, there's a difference. There's a difference. between ground meat and a steak. Absolutely.
Yeah, when you have a
I'm not
steak
saying that.
blue, a
I'm
steak
not saying
blue
that.
is like 1 minute,
I'm
1
not
minute.
saying
then
that,
you eat
but
it.
I'm not saying
You don't eat ground meat.
between.
You never eat ground meat at all in any part of the world ever. Raw.
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying like as a kitchen crew, you treat raw chicken way different than you treat any other meat.
Yes. So
Why?
The only thing I can say is,
Why?
The amount of diseases and things that
Hold on.
chickens.
Stop asking about what the fuck's going on with science here.
I'm
We're
asking
talking
him.
about the steakhouse.
Yeah, let me.
Yeah,
Well, we're
finish the
going to
fuck-
steakhouse or
No,
chicken sashimi.
Talk about this.
Both.
Yeah. Talk
Okay,
about the chicken.
so chicken sashimi is it has to be a certain age of chicken, and then it is a certain part of the chicken. It's called sasami.
That makes
So
sense.
it's like a very small
But is
slice of the chicken
it's the
breast.
cheek.
But is
it-
raw chicken?
It is completely raw.
Okay.
It is served though where you have a special sauce that you dip
Acid,
it in.
yeah.
That's like soy sauce
Yeah.
and maybe vinegar. And
It's
that
acid usually.
yeah,
Try to kill
What,
whatever
because
if there
they-
is something in there.
the same thing. So Chamorros eat raw chicken as well.
They
and
kill
it's
the
called
salmonella?
chicken kelaguen. And the chicken kelaguen is you take raw chicken and you take onions, peppers, and then vinegar, and you put it in that, and then the vinegar.
like ceviche.
The vinegar.
It's like
cooks it.
ceviche or poke.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
in Hawaiian culture with the poke. They,
But
they
that's,
put the soy sauce.
yeah,
and they do
poke.
the-
It's a little different
Pokey,
than
whatever.
raw chicken. I would never eat raw chicken, bro. You're fucking out of your mind.
Then you're not. Then don't come to Japan with me.
I would
come
fuck
to
around. I'd fuck
I would
around
come
with
to
it.
Japan
You
with
come
you.
to Japan, you're fucking eating raw chicken.
Okay, well, the only reason
motherfuck.
I eat raw chicken in Japan is because their healthcare is top notch. So yeah,
True.
I would go.
If I get
That was
sick,
pretty
I'm
awesome.
taken care of.
However, the reason that you don't eat raw chicken here in the States is because chickens are just fucking in their own shit the whole
Oh
time.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. It's different.
My
The-
chickens are out here in the range.
Going
like-
back to the beef, the things that the Japanese people do to the matsaka beef isn't legal here in the United States.
Right.
what do
They
do?
literally they hoist them up where they can't move.
Yep.
No, that's not true because there's
That
Yeah,
sounded,
it
that,
is
that sounded more and more
There-
delicious by the
there's-
second. dude.
there's-
They bathe
let-
them in
no,
beer.
100%.
Yeah,
Feed them
I'm in.
only beer and grain.
I'm in,
They massage them.
dude.
They literally give the cows massages.
for the Kobe beef.
I'm so
The
in right now.
matsaka beef.
Star, how you
and
feeling
so
about that?
then, yeah, it's like a stock market. So the price will
I just don't wanna
change
look at
based
it,
off of supply and
I'll eat
demand.
it.
Understandable.
So I held a piece of
I'm in their world. baby.
matsaka
I'll eat
beef,
whatever.
maybe the size of a rock that would float. And
dude.
I love it. It was about this big. And so I asked the owner of the restaurant, who was our student, like, so how much would this cost? And then he would say, well, it costs different if I cut it and prepare it for you as opposed to
Buying the bulk.
buying it at my butcher shop
Right.
or buying it as like the price that I got it. Because literally his son would go down and they bid on cows. They're like, literally, I want that cow. And then they start bidding on it. And then like, okay, you won out. So then he gets the cow, slaughters it, butchers it,
Yeah.
puts it in his butcher shop.
As
and
it's
then
hung
for the-
up, getting fucking rubbed down with beer, water, and fucking everything else.
No, that
I thought they
that's before. Like
like Kobe
when they
beef
buy
was-
it, it's ready to be slaughtered. So he doesn't do. They
well,
don't
don't
do
they
any of that
fucking tie the
process.
legs up so they can't even walk? So
No,
that way
they don't
no
even-
muscles are getting moved.
They don't
There's
even
no
do that. No,
testosterone.
they
just
hoist
hoist it.
them.
So
Yeah.
it lives in a hoist cage
Yep.
for how many months? Brand new fucking baby little
Well,
fucking
so
calf out. They put it in a hoist. Boom.
It's a process. So when the cow is of age and like, okay, it's going to be ready to be sold, it's probably 3 to 6 months that they will just literally hoist it, feed it.
Has never walked on its own. Minus probably
No,
being birthed.
it does walk on its own until it reaches a certain age,
Oh,
right?
okay.
Because when it's
Gotcha.
a calf, they don't give a shit.
Well, I didn't know. I
running
fucking
around.
figured maybe that's like the. It's
There's
like
no- there's
what's
no
it called?
veal.
Thank you.
They
Veal.
don't do veal. Well, I mean, you probably could get it, but the
Veal's
mats-
even more
that was
egregious.
going to be my argument. Like, dude, we do that in the States. We chain down cattle at birth,
yeah.
and it's called veal
So,
cutlet.
they do things that most people don't do in the States, and so anyway, this big chunk of meat that was about this size was $800 if I were to buy it at the butcher shop.
USD.
Well,
you're
they
talking
made
about,
you. You
or-
told me, or you told me, or you marcoed me. I can't remember what it was. It was like your last dinner there. He made you because they only do like 4-ounce steaks. Of that shit, right?
Well, they do
Or-
it in grams. So they do
Grams.
100 grams or 200 grams and I forgot the
Probably
conversion.
I forgot my drug math.
I want to say 200 grams is like 4 to 6 ounce steak.
But he made you like
He
an
made
8
me
or
a
10?
300 gram steak, so it was like 8 ounce, like an 8 ounce steak.
Damn.
Oh,
And it would have been
And-
like $200 for that.
yeah. So then I
steak?
said like, how much would you charge somebody if they ordered this steak?
Because he
And-
just gave
and
it to
then-
you.
Oh yeah, it was my send off.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like $200-300.
I got a question for you.
I'm in, dude.
Um,
I mean, I don't give a
Eat
fuck,
like
dude.
kings,
I don't
baby.
give a fuck.
If-
dude.
if
I'm
you-
eating, dude.
If you're in, then you're doing the chicken
I'd
sashimi
do
too.
it. I'd do it.
I'll let you know what side I'm on.
Dude, I was in fucking Chinatown in New York, dude, one time, and the lady was fucking barbecuing live octopus, dude. And all the guys were like, "Nope, we're the fucking, we're out of
Love
that."
me some octopus.
No, I
dude.
had
Love me some
I had octopus in Greece. It was fucking good.
I had that shit
Load up
We
the Harold and
pee-pee.
Bertha, and then we'll all go take peepees.
color.
Bank 2 brown. Not it. Bank 2 not green.
we have a Harold Bertha.
Isn't it on there?
I don't think there's a Harold Bertha on there.
Oh, okay.
Green, orange, yellow.
I don't
Sorry,
think it is.
everybody.
It's all good. It's all good. We could, well, yeah, it's all right. It's all good.
We'll just chat it out, dude. Yeah, but I'm serious though. If you guys want to, if you were like Miles, I want to go to Japan sometime next month.
Somehow.
I would do it.
Oh, well, that's the thing.
I would
about-
do it. I take a week off, dude.
That's the thing
Not
about
quick.
thing about like Adam. Like he has so many stories about living in Japan and whatnot, and he's telling me all the goodness that's going on with it. And I was like, dude, I gotta be there. I gotta go. Like, let's go. You know, like all
Yeah.
the rich history, all the food,
Dude, the architecture,
everything
the
else.
food,
Oh my
everything,
God,
dude.
dude.
Don't get
It's
me
fucking
started.
great. I know.
Yeah.
Like I'm one of those guys where like I've told myself since like day one, if I went to Japan, your boy probably ain't coming back to the States. You know
It's
what I mean?
one of those places for me too, like where
Like I would marry
Uh,
myself a little Japanese woman.
but I
Sorry,
could-
wife
yeah,
that I have now. But like it would just be that way, man. I love
I would
it.
get lost up there. I would get
It's so
engrossed in
fucking
it.
rich, dude. It's so rich. But
It's there's only a few places in the world, but that place for being so small, has some of the richest history, man. It's,
100%, 100%. I mean,
and it's crazy how drastically different the surrounding area is compared to Japan too, right?
right.
Like I mean,
Like, Japan's your New York, and then like where he's at, or where he was at, and Masaka is like your Post Falls. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like and they're only fucking
Right.
like 400 or 500 miles away, or 700 kilometers, or where the fuck you want to measure it in. But
it's fucking crazy, man.
No, it's,
so wild. But I've always been. It's funny too because I've always been fascinated by the culture and everything since I was a kid. Not just through movies and film because there's a lot of that stuff too. But I've always been a fan of kung fu and stuff. We've talked about like
Right.
martial arts and not necessarily just kung fu. I say kung fu because
well,
that's the
kung fu's Chinese.
That's the American way to
but-
say martial arts movies, right?
Yeah, the,
I mean, it really
the,
is.
the
You
light
don't-
terms of it.
You
right?
don't really. You're not like, oh, I was watching this fucking Taekwondo or this, whatever
Right.
film. Like you always just say it's a kung fu film.
Yeah, I was watching that fucking kung fu shit.
But I've always been enticed by the architecture, mostly probably in like just the I don't know, the art of it, dude. Everything looks like a fucking painting, dude. I mean,
It's-
everything.
Well, yeah, and it's just so rich. Like even like the crazy thing is like if you look back, America's what 150 years now old ish, right around that area, and you have a civilization that's thousands of years old,
Yeah.
with a heritage that was built from day one, where
Dude.
America was like, hey, you want a piss pot porn? Let's
Well-
get the Italians, let's get your Irish, let's get your
let's talk about
Germans,
that,
let's get your
'cause, like,
Polish, let's get whatever the case, throw it in the mix, and then it was like, whatever we are.
Well, and you talk about a country too that's also been at war for that long
Yeah.
too, right? It's always been constantly invaded.
Mhm.
I watched like a whole 2-hour documentary about how the Mongols tried to invade
Right.
Japan and how they fought off the Mongols, dude, which was fucking nuts, dude.
They can't float.
They're not
Well, the
rocks.
Mongols had a fucking navy like you wouldn't fucking believe, dude. But the thing is the Japanese people were so much smarter about hiding and about using every little bit of every square foot of their territory to their advantage, and it was fucking nuts what they were able to do, dude. You're talking about
Well, they had
You're talking
caverns
about-
just like in Vietnam.
you're talking about a
random
couple
caverns.
thousand. You're talking about a couple thousand defending at a time versus like 15, 20,000.
You care if I have one of your beers?
Not at all.
Oh, thanks for getting on the mic, dude. Joe's having one of his beers.
Well, that's the same thing as like we talk about history. Like not to
I
segue
don't
it out,
remember
but
this Moostrel
is
tasting
the
like
same
this.
thing as like our buddies over in Wales. They're
Shout
so
out to the homies in Wales.
right.
Speaking of Wales,
Daniel, baby, get some. But it's the
Come
same
and
thing
get
like
it.
when we start talking about soccer or football. It's so thick in heritage, and like he explained it the best out of anybody I've ever explained it, because obviously he lives there, and you know his sports heritage and who he likes and what's up with fucking soccer, aka football. He's like, yeah, it's part of you. You know, like we
Yeah.
all get to choose and pick. Like, you know, we have 2 Packers fans, we have
But
a
it's
fucking
not-
Tom Brady fan.
But the thing is, though,
but it's
I love how we have a
but it's
team
so
versus a
rich.
guy. But
It's so
it's
rich.
even more ingrained though, because I feel like there's football fans here, like actual like American football fans here,
Right.
and like everyone kind of has like like, get together once a year and they like watch this or whatever. But like soccer, dude, is a fucking different.
Dude,
level,
I'm
man.
watching every game every
It's a
time I
different- it's a
can.
different
You know
level.
what I mean? But
we can't-
again, it's
the
not
best-
it's not just a sport for
We
those
can't-
guys. It's a community building heritage of like, this is what, like, people get married at these fucking events. You know what I'm saying? It's
people
crazy.
fucking get
Understand.
murdered.
We can't compare fucking European football to our sports.
Yeah.
I think. Well, I wasn't in the conversation. That's what I heard, bitch. Oh fuck! Is it not plugged in? Fuck. 1 sec. Let me figure this out. Sorry.
So yeah, what were you guys talking about?
Oh, we were just talking about the rich culture in Japan and why we would go. I was telling before we got on the football topic, but we were just talking about why we would travel there and probably get lost there and like not want to come back type of lost. Like the you just engross yourself in the culture and just really enjoy yourself. And
It honestly, the only thing that the big reason that we moved
I unplugged the.
is in Japan. I loved everything: the food, the healthcare, just the convenience, everything. The only thing that sucks for foreigners is the work, and the work. The
like
work
your availability of work, you mean,
No,
or just the work itself? Is
like
different?
the work that you. So then, there's literally 2 sets of people, right? There's the Japanese Nihonjin, and then there's the foreigners Gaijin.
Yeah.
And actually, how they write the law like, okay, this is the Nihonjin law, this is the Gaijin law.
Okay.
So we even go as a foreigner in Japan, you operate under a different set of rules of what you can and cannot do. And so then, so the hard thing is like with the work is, as a foreigner, there's only limited types of jobs that you can do or that you can get. And then you'd have to get a visa for those jobs. And then for whatever reason, everything is so set. So if I am a teacher in Matsaka, I get paid 250,000 yen a month forever.
Okay.
So 250,000 yen is $2,500. And I get that. And I can be at the same school for 10 years. I could be doing more and more stuff. And I will still only get paid $2,500
Oh man.
a month.
So vocationally, like that's where the big disparity is. Then, and because the law doesn't allow for a competitive wage, then
Yeah, and
it's kind
they-
of whatever the fuck they want to pay you, they just pay
Exactly.
you.
And the work is the thing that sucks too. As like an educator, the whole reason that educators, they get paid crappy money, but they get 3 months off the year, which is time is money, man. Like
Yeah.
time is priceless. And so there in Japan, as an educator, I got 2 weeks off in the summer, I got a week off in the winter, and I got some holidays here and there, and I worked the rest of the time
Fuck.
for $2,500 a month. It was just,
Ugh.
that was hard. That was really hard.
And you know, in my opinion too, and this is kind of might be a hot take, but I think that educators honestly have one of the most important jobs in society.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of philosophers and a lot of predominant, what would you say, like I don't know, thinkers, I guess, to just group them all together would also agree with that. But also the wages across the globe seem to not be congruent with how important those jobs are. But also budget-wise too, like Like we have all this budgeting for all these things, and it seems like that one misses the bar. I think quite a bit.
Yeah.
I think that also mental health is kind of in that too. But I want to get on that tangent. But I'm just saying like it's very underappreciated, even at the collegial level, in my opinion.
Especially in America.
Professors are not for how much work goes into teaching that many kids, those many hours, creating a curriculum, and all of that.
Having to publish and
even how to meet the requirements to be a professor. I don't think that it's congruent, dude.
It depends. Like, so that's the thing that really sucked is, so my wife was an educator in Japan, speak fluent Japanese, and then she made, if she happened to be Japanese, she would have made 2 to 3 times as much money. When she got pregnant with our son, gave birth, she would get 2 years of leave at 50% of her salary.
Wow.
To take care of our son until he's old enough to go into preschool.
Here's 3 months. Good luck.
Preschool is free.
Yeah.
Any child that is born legally in the country.
Well, thank God you had a boy first, because if it was a daughter, they would have threw it off the cliff.
That's China.
Oh, that's China.
That's China, dude.
It's not a high,
You can only have 2 kids.
You get $200 a month.
That's what you're saying.
Yeah, so then like, I don't know. They made everything work, and that's the thing that sucks. When I hate when people say like, "Oh, universal health care and this doesn't work, and that doesn't single payer and all this other shit that they throw around." Hopefully, we don't get too far into that. But
how about you just don't get sick? You know what I'm saying?
What's that?
What? Just don't get sick, bro.
Just don't be sick.
Yeah.
Fucking shut up. Got cancer? Fucking nut up, dude.
Die.
Nut up, shut up.
Yeah.
Nut up and shut
You
up.
guys ever see those TikToks? The Be a Man TikTok, dude. I love that guy. Fucking don't retire. Die on the job and then stay a couple extra hours. Be a man.
He's still hammering.
Yeah. So anyway, in Japan, healthcare. So we literally there's actually 2 systems. There is Koyo Hoken and Shokai Hoken. Shokai Hoken is kind of, if you work for a big corporation, they have kind of a premium healthcare.
Jesus.
If you work
Kind of
for
like double covered in a sense.
Yeah, so then if you work for something that's not that, you get the national insurance.
Right.
And the thing that's awesome about it, so we covered myself, my wife, my 2 kids, and my in-laws on one insurance plan.
Wow.
We paid $350 a month. And when we would go to the doctor, we had like a copay of like $10. And then prescriptions were like $5.
For whatever.
Right. It's nothing.
And then the law is, when you go to a clinic, if there's a clinic, by law, there has to be a pharmacy right next to the clinic.
No shit. So
So
you're
you
not
go to the
fucking driving
clinic.
miles down.
Yep. So you go to the clinic, and then you go right next door, and you get the stuff. And then like you go to the hospital, it's just it fucking works. And the thing that I hate, kind of criticize the left a little bit, is like Bernie Sanders always talks about universal health care coming from Canada and the UK, which is the worst place to. Don't bring those people up. No. Bring up fucking Japan, a very capitalistic oriented country.
But they won't, because it's
ran too well. I mean, to a point.
It's because they're not. Honestly, it's because it's not neighboring. It's not a
bordering country.
It's not something that you can get.
It's not a Western country.
Yeah, it's not something you can get the public to imagine themselves.
Yeah, but it's also
because Japan is mysticism, wizards, and fucking whatever
dwarfs and shit. Right?
Compared to Canada.
Well, that's the point. Right? Is like you have America, you have Canada, which we all look at as Americans as like our redhead stepchild. Like they're doing okay. Canada's doing okay.
Do you know how many fucking people live there?
Right. Well, that's what I mean.
Dude.
But then
hardly
you look,
anybody.
Like Texas.
But then you look at Mexico, and you're like,
there are more people living in Japan than Russia.
How many people do you think live here in the United States?
3 billion.
330 million.
How many people live in Japan?
128 million.
It's a little easier to control than 300
Well,
million.
when it's the size of fucking Texas.
Yes, but
Plus of
Well,
all,
we're getting
like,
but
getting
Russia is only 130 million.
we're getting way off topic because
Right.
we're going to get into nitty
I know.
gritty
We're
shit
not-
that you
let's not
don't
do that.
want to get into. So
You brought this up earlier, and this is why we went on a whole Japan tangent. Was you are a publicated author,
Yes.
right? And you said earlier that you have 40 publications.
Yes.
So, with that being said, I know you.
Publicated.
I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Okay. Rock's Float was his first book he ever wrote. it was hard. It was hard.
I think I
It was a
gotta
hard sell,
I
but
gotta
you
write
got
something.
it.
I gotta
You
write
got it.
something about this.
He's got to do an article, dude.
So with the 40 publications, I know, which the listeners probably don't know.
Well, just
I
to
do,
be
or the guys
specific,
here.
and to be specific, I'm a poet, so it's 40 published poems.
okay.
That's what I was exactly going to go into.
Okay.
Was it's not books, but I was going to say you are a poet and that you've done all this stuff. And didn't you publish something with martial arts as well? Or was that something you were telling me you were thinking about doing? Minus we were both drunk, and this was a long time ago.
Oh no, I think I was talking about a particular book published by a martial artist that my my thesis advisor that was also into martial arts told me about, and
Okay.
so he had published this book, and so it was kind of
One of the same.
I mean, I'd like to publish a more cut and dry
Bible?
ITF type Taekwondo book.
Right.
That's not.
That's not about
So I've read when
Please
you
don't.
read the
Don't.
original one by General
It's
Choi.
horrible.
Don't do it.
It's like this, like live the way of life, and this is, and I'm like, no.
I don't need
this
to
is
learn
stupid.
about it.
You're in prison.
Yeah.
You know, like it's the 1900s.
It was like
let's
the
get
Mein
fuck outta
Kampf.
here.
It's the Mein Kampf of
ITF?
of ITF. Like my struggle of this
Right.
and that. It's
Don't.
not-
But-
when are we gonna get to the martial arts part?
Just don't. Like I don't need to hear about another person telling me how to throw a right hook out here, bro. I'm not gonna read that.
Well, that's
shit.
because you're physically incapable.
I'm physically incapable, but I don't need to read about it
You heard
either.
it
That's
here.
true. You don't need
So-
to hear about something you can't do.
So don't write about it. You know what I'm saying?
So
Okay, I won't.
so when you
You know what
talk
I'm
about poetry being published, what do you mean by that? You have was it a blog or a
It is a literary journal that is typically out of a university. So, for example, probably one of the most popular journals that I published at was called The Journal out of Ohio State University. Another one I published in the Hawaii Review out of Hawaii, University of Hawaii, Manoa.
okay.
And then in the literary journal, usually how they publish it, they can do strictly poetry, but a lot of times what they do is they do poetry, fiction, creative nonfiction, and interviews.
Okay.
So they kind of put it all together.
Now,
Did
do
you
you have
put
any?
it? Hey, did you put in fiction how to combat arms?
Hey.
That should be fucking fiction.
buddy.
You put that in there for
We're at
sure.
that level now.
You know what I'm
He
saying?
needs the cum vest on.
You put that. You put that combat like this. Is how you do a strike. Bah.
We're not even talking about that yet, buddy.
I'm going back to it.
So I was wondering, is there an aspiration then for you to put out some book or some I don't know what else you would say, maybe your own personal blog or something of your works of sort, or like how do you
So I have my own professional website, walshwork.com, and that kind of shows my professional life. I don't really care about blogging stuff. It's more about trying to get my name out there through, I would say, legitimate publications. So I
Three Shots Podcast.
have there you go. So I'll do a poet
On the back burner.
I'll do a poetry reading next time. So
I'm sure you got one memorized right now.
no.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't.
You fuck
I
off.
don't
you
have
bullshit.
it memorized. No,
you
I
do.
don't memorize
You got
this shit.
one.
No, I
Adam,
don't.
what is your favorite poem of all time that you could recite right now?
No.
or how
Nope.
about just what would be something that you enjoy reading that
Give me a
is-
haiku, goddammit.
not even that but like what kind of author what authorship do you like what
Does it have to be
poetry is an ambiguous thing because
Yeah.
a musician could be a poet, man. Like, what do you mean by poetry?
I'll tell you this.
Philosophy
this
can be
motherfucker.
poetry.
Tell you,
So I'd be pissed.
Can I give a
that,
story?
No, hold on.
Go ahead.
The one thing that I'm so mad about is who's that fucking folk singer? Something Dylan. Bob Dylan. he got poet laureate or whatever.
Yeah.
Fuck that motherfucker. He's a goddamn artist, musician. He ain't no fucking poet.
Right.
Fuck him.
Bob Dylan's a douchebag. So move on.
Yeah, that was fucking awful. I hated that.
Put it this way, like when Adam and I were growing up, like he was dating this broad. And
No name.
I'm not
No
gonna
name
bring
broad.
it.
No
I
name.
know.
Absolutely no name.
I know.
Yeah.
It's my podcast, bitch. I know what to say.
Big clip
on, man.
bride.
No, I'm just letting the,
You're
I'm
doing
letting
so
the
much
people,
better than
I'm
me.
letting the people know she doesn't have a name. Not
Oh.
telling you don't say
Well,
her
she
name.
does have a name. It's called Cum Dumpster.
Okay.
Just joking. It's not. But anyways,
That was a great poem.
It was. And so this guy writes this fucking poem for her, and then he was talking to me, and him and I were jamming at the time playing guitars. He goes, "Will you play guitar while we recite this poem in front of her?" Remember that shit?
I do remember
And
that.
so we're in his house. He's reciting this poem while I'm playing guitar to his poem, and it was fucking badass. And I was like, at that time, where we're at 19 maybe at the time
Yeah, because I met her in college.
and then she came back with you. And so, 19, I'm sitting here strumming the strings,
Yeah.
and he's laying out some lyrics. I'm like, fuck me. And this is a song that him and I wrote, like, just fucking around. Like, maybe this could be something, and it was a good song. He's like, I need you to play to the poem. I'm like, it's more shit! But we fucking did it, and it was, dude, I mean, my panties were wet.
You're,
Put it
I was
that
gonna
way.
say you're over
I
there.
was like,
You're over
I was
there-
ready to fuck, dude. I was like, God damn, I wish that was for me.
You're over there playing the fucking Broadcaster 5000, dude. You know what I mean? Like the
Right.
1995 Broadcaster. Like,
Well, you got to understand, Mr. Adam over here is a musician through and through. Like his guitar.
what doesn't he do, dude?
What is it?
That's-
Well, he
that-
doesn't. He
that-
doesn't fly private from the fucking.
I do.
Yeah, no one's got-
Philippines back to the U.S. I
in
know
the, his,
that.
he
What are
said
you talking
36.
about?
It's 27.
I was gonna say
know that.
I do everything except the only thing I really do is my wife. I do everything else.
My wife. He's looking
The
for a poem
missus.
right now.
Did you see
find one?
Yeah, I was trying to find the one that I
Here's
just
here's what I'm gonna quiz you right now, Adam.
Quiz
Oh,
you.
God.
Here you go.
I
Did-
quiz you.
Here we
Did you-
go.
Did you see the Gawain and the Good Night trailer?
Excuse me.
Was that English?
Sir Gawain of the Green Knight?
Yeah, you
Sir
see
Gawain of
that?
the Green Knight?
Yeah, you know.
No,
what I'm
there's a trailer? Oh, there's a movie
talking-
about
there's a Yeah, there is. You haven't seen it yet?
that? No.
But you know what it's about.
I know Sir Gawain of the Green Knight. Yes.
You know what it's about.
Yes.
Stopped.
What's it about then?
It's
No, you don't have to answer that. But look, there is a movie coming out, and
that's kind of cool.
the cool thing is my wife.
Where's this going? Is
My
what I'm trying
wife.
to figure out.
My
I'm
wife.
gonna come out.
My wife.
He's
come on,
coming
so-
out. You hear him? First time
So-
through Show's podcast. He's coming out.
So we're
your poem ready.
watching a Hulu.
I'm trying to get it ready.
We're watching a Hulu video, and the trailer appears on, and it's this
Is your
this
internet that
fucking.
shitty?
You gotta go to Wi-Fi.
I did.
Make sure you're logged in. We have Wi-Fi. Don't make me look like shit.
Okay.
I'm kidding. Anyway,
You know the password?
I already got that.
I already have him logged in and everything.
Yeah, it's still shit.
You can't,
Okay.
You can't type
Uh-huh.
shit. You know, he's got
I thought he
fucking
was coming.
fish finger foods out here. You know,
Wasn't there an internet guy coming or something?
You know,
We're hooked up, bro.
Anyway,
Why do you think you have to bring that up?
trailer appears. This guy comes out, a fucking,
It's medieval times, right?
medieval like
Been there before.
this tree looking character like Groot, but more badass than Groot
Uh-huh.
comes up, and he tells this person, anyone that can defeat me, kind of thing,
Mm-hmm.
will have whatever, blah blah blah, and this Spaniard typed character comes up with the fucking things like, oh, I can beat him, and the tree character lets him cut his head off, and the tree character picks his head back up and be like, I'll see you in 1 year, bitch, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I told my wife, this is Gawain and Green Knight. She's like, what the fuck you talking about? Like, bitch. I started fucking. I started.
I read books, bitch.
I read books, bitch. I don't read that fucking TikTok Harry Potter having.
They forced him to read that book in high
It's a
school.
fucking
dude.
true
Don't-
life,
that
true
fucking
life
shit.
podcast,
And
Let's
I
not
guarantee
fucking
you,
pretend.
true
Joey's-
crime podcast.
if you have not seen this
Who
trailer,
killed the tree?
like, dude, it is literally
lumberjack, baby.
the whole fucking poem, which it was in the time was a poem, and
It's an
had to
epic poem.
I had
so
to
it's
write
long
I had to
poem.
write a fucking essay.
It's
on
just
this fucking
it's
thing.
just an epic, dude.
And this fucking
I actually
movie,
don't know what the poem is.
Beowulf is better.
but the fact
Beowulf is the greatest of all time,
fuck outta
dude.
here.
Oh, don't fuck.
fucking Angelina Jolie ruined
You're
Beowulf.
gonna
and-
fu-
Okay,
Get the
I'm
fuck
not talking
outta
about.
here
I'm not
with
talking
your
about the film. I'm talking about the poem.
He's gonna set. I know. That's
It's
what
not
I'm,
a poem.
That's what I'm
That's like
saying.
he's gonna
Okay,
say-
First of all, it's not a poem.
He's
It's-
gonna
we're
say
talking about Joey doesn't read over here.
It's because
okay?
it's because the
he's
fucking
gonna say Romeo and Juliet with Leo.
before
So good, too.
Man in the Iron Mask,
it was
dude.
before like the Italians and the smart people came around and actually wrote literature. People didn't know how to fucking write down shit, so they would sing songs.
What the fuck are
So,
you talking
it was
about?
Okay, it's
It
not
was-
that they were
It
dumb.
was
It's that they.
yeah, they were dumb. It was a song, and they would sing the song, right?
Sing the song.
So
Steve.
Beowulf
Sing
was
the
Sing
song.
a new
In
song.
the land of the blind.
Beowulf-
the man with one eye is
Do you
king.
understand?
Beowulf-
What's today?
Beowulf
in the
was a
land
song.
Of the skunk. The
Yes.
man
Do you
with half
understand?
a nose
Beowulf
is king.
was a song written down because that's how like tribal cultures knew how to
That's
like
how to
portray-
memorize something because to
Yeah,
have something
'cause
that
they
has
did
rhythm or
illegal.
has
There's
a
no language in
has
that
a
time.
has a
And then-
pattern.
And then the
There was
Romans
language,
and
but-
then the Romans came along and they were
There's
like,
just no writing
No,
system.
that's,
This-
that's
this-
not.
this-
That's
written.
not accurate either.
yes, it is.
It's not
It's
accurate
totally
either.
accurate. Like
Paper
Beowulf-
paper
Aqua-
was so expensive when they figured
Oh,
out
get
how
the
to.
fuck out of here with your paper. Nobody knows how to fucking.
Well,
make-
I wish I
wait,
had a camera. I wish I had a fucking camera on me, dude. so people
okay,
could-
this is
So
me
here's
being,
the thing
this
with
is
the fourth
me
one.
being
I'm
if
getting
we
super
hot
want
over
to go,
here,
if we
dude.
want to go to Beowulf right now, Beowulf was a fucking written passage that you had to go through.
So why in the
Patches
Bible?
or
Why in the
passes?
Bible?
Passage.
Listen,
Patch
listen.
Adams.
Passage.
He's Patch Adams out here.
Beowulf
Written Patch Adams.
is a metaphor for a dude swam across the fucking English Channel, right, and fought Grendel. Grendel was supposedly
the beast.
the beast. When Beowulf went and fucked the beast's mom to create a new
Good for
beast,
him.
aka the dragon,
That's where
it's a
porn
song
started.
kind of thing. So
Dude.
that's Beowulf. Like it's just a
No, but, like,
song
any-
that came down to the Roman religion to be like, hey, we're
Like
putting
the-
this song into.
The Roman religion.
We're hashing right now.
The Caxton press, the first printing press that came out, the Caxton press was in 1485.
Right.
You can't tell me.
So
are you,
Beowulf is way
Listen, though,
before that.
But you can't tell me Beowulf was not a song. It is a song.
I know, but you were saying
No,
that
but this
like
is-
it's a song because they're stupid. It wasn't
Correct.
a song because they're stupid.
You were
I'm not
saying-
saying
you
they're.
said-
I'm not saying they're stupid. It's
You said until the Italians came around with the
Roll it back.
with fucking
I'm
paper.
sorry.
Oh
I'm
god,
sorry.
I can't.
I'm sorry.
gonna go and post edit, dude.
I let
and it's
it-
gonna be a fucking
Clip
it's-
all this
It's
shit.
gonna be a
Insta-
PNP.
Instagram
it's
that
gonna be
shit.
It's gonna be a PNP.
I led into the wrong verbiage. Okay, they're not stupid, but they didn't know how to articulate
No,
to
you were
other
given
people.
the fuck.
What are you talking about?
But
It's a
I'm
poem or a
worse.
song.
Could
That
you
is
imagine?
articulation.
No, could you imagine
I'm
memorizing
gonna ask
a
you this.
1,000-line song?
It is
Joe,
a song.
That's
It's
not.
a
You're not dumb
yes.
when you do that.
What you're missing, what you're
No.
missing is the fact that even in the Bible,
But
Daddy's been
even
daydreaming,
in,
obviously.
even in scripture, dude, some of the first lines is God spoke existence.
But I'm
Right?
just
he
saying.
spoke it into existence. The whole world.
He didn't write that shit
everything
down.
into
He
it.
made other people write
Okay,
it down.
and then in scripture too,
Playa.
in the right in the Old Testament, he says, "And so it was said." That's all they did back then, Joe. They didn't fucking have a Bible.
I'm just trying to
They
tell
didn't
you.
have a
I'm
fucking
just,
Bible.
I'm just saying that like Beowulf is a song.
and it wasn't because they were dumb.
There's
These
a
guys
reason
would,
why it's called written in
these
sand.
guys would
because
memorize.
they write it in sand and then it would wash away.
These guys would
Written in sand.
memorize. These guys would memorize an inordinate amount of lines that you could never comprehend to the fucking word, and words way bigger.
And then there'd be a Jeff in there
Bro,
who would mess it up and be
I'm-
like,
all I'm trying to say-
and
all I'm
Stewie,
trying to
that's
say
Stewie.
is-
Who the
wasn't-
fuck's this guy?
okay.
Beowulf was a song.
I think
were-
we're going back to the floating rock. Yes, it was a song.
was.
Yes.
We concede it
Thank
was a
you.
song.
I'm trying to tell you, like, it
I
was.
think we gotta call this the floating rock.
It was written by the Hun language, right?
I'm hung
And
language right now, but
The only reason that
letting you know.
Beowulf?
yes,
Beowulf
it
was
was,
not-
Anglo-Saxon.
yes,
yeah, which was the Huns, the Germans.
no, it was
Huns or Hun?
It was a
'Cause you
Germanic-
said
Huns,
It was-
Huns are Mongolians.
yes.
dude.
It was written in a
the
Germanic
Huns
language.
were conquered by the Mongolians. We call the Huns Germans. If you're not Italian, okay, it doesn't make sense to you. You don't make sense. It doesn't make sense to you. But the Germans were called Huns.
The Huns,
yes, the Roman.
You did say
the
the
Roman
Huns.
army.
who was the head of the Huns?
the Hungs, maybe.
Probably.
I'm hung right now.
You're fucking 6'5" and hung, dude.
I'm Hungolian, but belt down.
The Roman army, the Roman army called
Hungolian, dude.
the Roman army called
Yes.
everything outside its emperor that it didn't control the Han army because
It's
it was
empire,
it was controlled by Mongolian the Han. It's probably why they called it
Till the Hun.
Mongolian.
Mongolian the Hun, dude.
Attila Han. Sorry,
Till the Hun. Europe is here. Fucking Mongolia is over here.
Are you talking about
He's
Genghis
doing
Khan?
shit with
Mongolia's
China.
in Russia and China.
Yeah.
Right.
Are you
Japan.
telling me? Are you literally
even close
saying
to
right now
Germany.
that Attila Hun didn't control the whole world? Are
Genghis
you,
Khan
Are
is
you
who you're
literally
thinking of.
saying that right
He-
now? Are you?
You're thinking Genghis Khan, not Attila the Hun.
There you go.
No, Genghis Khan. Okay, sorry.
Genghis hung.
So
Genghis Khan.
we're not even talking about the same Superman,
God
dude.
damn
Fuck
it.
Adam, give me your poem.
Fucking
Let's do a
shithole.
poem and then we'll fucking go
All
for
right.
it.
Not,
Then
not,
we'll cut it.
Bro,
not to bring this down, but
No, you're good.
I wrote this poem for my student who died of heart failure.
Okay.
Jesus.
And yeah, that's one big thing. You know what the average age of a Chamorro person is?
35.
55.
Really?
That's
Yeah.
30-year difference, dude.
Yeah, it's
Right?
huge.
It's like 20.
Not to
Why-
interrupt you
why-
real quick, but
why
I
is
had an
that?
argument with a buddy that I work with who was like,
Don't tell me
you
you were arguing about Chamorros.
No, we're talking about life and stuff. And he's like, yeah, like 60% of people have heart failure. I'm like, that's not true. He goes, yeah, it is. And like, that the life expectancy is supposed to be 55. I'm like, again, not true. I was like, you have to understand
77.
when these fucking things go on, it's of 2,000 people that they asked, or of 2,000 people that have heart failure, it's of those 2,000. It's not of the 300 million people in the United States.
However, 40% of Americans
I would agree.
have like comorbidities like
Right.
Yeah,
obesity,
disposition.
Right,
diabetes,
agreed.
hypertension.
With
But-
Adam, I would say.
I mean, if
more
you're
than
saying
yeah.
that 50% of people have fucking heart failure, then that means 2.5
Yeah.
out of this fucking room
I'll-
is going to be dead by 55, which
Yeah.
is not a case.
I'll give you a little highlight
Minus
before
say,
you're.
hold on, before you go into it, let's listen to Adam's poem.
All right,
'cause
here we
he's
go.
leading to it.
So this one, this was a series of poems that published in the Hawaii Review. This poem I wrote after this publication, but it's part of the same set. And then this was this set of poems was a finalist for this poetry contest that I had entered.
Shout out to the person that passed away. Give his name out. Or not?
His name's Ray.
Right?
Yeah,
Shout
and
out to
he
Ray.
he died at 22. So the
Wow.
list of
No, you tied.
poems is called Metabody, and then this particular poem is called Heart. So Heart for Ray. It's too heavy, full of blood, the same story. I didn't do enough to belong. Only people through pinholes make it, the ones who move mountains with belief, the unborn, the too young, they have a chance. My muscled drum weighed against a hawk's flight over clouds. I wish to tuck under my arms, be above everything, before they realize my charade, getting in with a heart-shaped box filled to the brim with uncertainty.
Heavy. I like it,
Yeah.
dude. I like
Heavy.
it. That's
Actually, here we'll change this up.
So,
Adam,
let me
how
do
about-
another one.
you
how
have
about
a way.
how about Adam? How about we do this?
Okay.
We would
Dude, the imagery in that was just fucking nuts.
Dude,
in
that's
the
fucking
imagery
I'm
in
still
my
processing
class.
that, like, for
So we
fucking
would
need to cry.
Yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
I was sitting here like, don't cry, don't
But
cry.
the
don't
cameras
cry.
are on me, so I don't know.
So we would go through our class and we dissect every stanza. So
Uh-huh.
read your first thing and we'll dissect it as a
No,
group
we're
if
not,
we
gonna
want to.
we're not dissecting
Well,
that.
this one is like a
Maybe the next one. We're not dissecting that. That one is true and holds its way for Ray.
okay.
That's it.
So
Yeah.
all right. So now, well, these ones are kind of fun. So I did. All these are about different body parts. So obviously,
Oh, yeah.
I had to do one about a vagina and I had to do one about a penis. Which one do you want first?
Well, obviously we're men, so let's go with the
Surprise.
vagina.
All right, here we go.
Surprises. We're men. Surprises.
Vulva
Ooh.
for Liss.
For lips?
Liss.
Oh, okay. I'm just trying.
Brittle sea star, its ampullae, enclosing her aphotic lips, rufescent tongue, those cratered nerves hollow from father, Hymenaeus, splitting legs, breaking breast, to die under clear. Don't worry, sky. Pull back those clouds. Show me your distended moon.
I'd rather break breast than break bread. You know what I'm saying?
Christ, bro.
Woo! That's
Why
a
am I
good one.
so aroused right now, dude?
Because my hand's under the table.
He was even reading it in a man voice, dude. I'm still interested. Like, man
I'm gonna see a dick come out of his fucking collar.
Hey, read it in a man voice.
You have Scarlett Johansson. You have Scarlett Johansson read that shit. Still get hard.
They're fucking good. Adam is a great poet, dude. I wish. Do you still have the one that we read to the ex? You have to have it
that's in
somewhere.
a shoebox underneath his bed in his parents' house.
Dude, I'm telling you what, like it. Adam has a way with words, and he has a way to express. Like I know he's on the podcast and he's saying, but he has a way of delivering the words compared to reading what he wrote. But that poem that he wrote, it wasn't the pause intended like left is right, but right is left. It was set more of like an undertone of like, this is my heart, this is what's going on, and the way he read it, and like
The great thing was the music, though.
The music, dude.
No,
it was,
accompanied it. That was
like,
the best part.
You know, that was what it is. But it was like his goddamn heart was on a pedestal right then and there. It was like, I'm over here like, I don't know if I need to come or start fucking crying.
You're just like,
I'm playing. I'm like, I'm hard and I'm crying and I'm coming. I'm like, what the fuck are we doing here? You know, and she's like,
That's the best kind.
like, oh my God. Like, I was like, dude, he's getting laid tonight. Like, oh, that was so good.
All right, last one. This one is, unless we do more later.
Oh, we can do more.
Take a break. So this one's penis for DA.
Pin 15, baby.
Pillow for your thinning legs. Possibly this sad face to rest. Kissed foreskin. Soft nerves, smooth. Elasticity washes pigment from blood to center, leaving the scrotum an even darker clay, pressed into ordinary shapes. Lapdog, cookie jar, a cocktail lounge, where we sit, talk for a while, ask why we harden like the world.
I got my peanut butter on fucking standby.
Dude,
right
I'm
now.
still.
I'm telling you what.
I'm literally still in the same boat with that one,
Adam,
dude. I'm slightly aroused, and I don't know why.
I should have you read my first chapter of my book, kind of thing.
Oh.
What, you know what? If I
go.
die, I would want all of my poems
I already
read
have-
by James Spader.
I love James
Okay.
Spader, dude. I love James Spader.
You know what
for
you
real.
should do is you should put all the poems that you have
I
on
should
your
do
website.
a Make-A-Wish.
I feel like we would just make it
You
happen.
already got cancer, baby. You're bald. Who's coming to you?
Make-A-Wish for James Spader to read it.
We should just shoot him a Polaroid right now from the podcast. Like, yeah, so we have a Make-A-Wish here for this patient, Adam. He's in a real rough time right now, so
Right.
can you read some of his
Oh,
poems
what's he dying
for him,
of?
please?
Nothing.
Yeah.
At least living, baby.
Yeah.
You should
Dying
put.
of life.
Here's the thing, though, is you should put all those fucking poems on your website on a like a back server. So if something, mind guide you, did happen, we could access it, and then we could just
Somebody.
let those out, or not us, but your wife or whoever. But at least it's not dead in her phone, you know, where things have not been read.
Have you guys ever thought about that or rationalized that? Is there certain things that like you would want?
I can be honest with you 100%. Joe and I have talked about this on the podcast and off air. One of the reasons why this podcast exists and why we continue to do it is we were talking about it one day. Like, if something was to happen to me and I was to pass away, whatever the case is, we don't have to go like super dark into it. But
One of my first chapters.
The cool thing about it
that
is
to yourself and let me know.
I know
if you
these
want
podcasts have a
wanna
lot of
read it.
stupid stories and a lot of stupid things that go on in between them. But you could listen from day one
It's very
of
sexual.
how
But
we've
it's still-
grown, and you
It's
would
still
get,
a encapsulation
you
of
would
that
get my
time period.
humor.
Yeah.
You would get my
Yeah.
understanding of things and how I talk
Right.
about things. Where that's one of the biggest reasons why I want all my best friends and my friends on, because we have stories that we bring out of people. Like, we haven't really been digging deep with Adam about like crazy stories and stuff because it's just Adam. He can come back on here next week. But there's other stories like with our other friends that we have on the podcast where it's like if something happened, like nobody knows those stories besides what was said on air.
Yeah.
Like I know them, But then, like, you know, if something happens like
Did you
20
do-
years down
did
the
you
later,
do this,
since this shit's all
like,
published, their kids could come
you're
find
just-
it and be like,
did dictation?
my dad did that?
I-
Like, no
I
way.
did-
Like,
I
he's
have
just like
more,
me. It's like,
too,
yeah, because
like,
you heard it from his mouth. And so
dictation, like,
that's one
Well,
of the
just
reasons why
like
this
it
podcast
says like
exists, for
father's
things like
neck
this.
a lace.
No,
I
I
love
love
it.
So
I love
instead
that.
of
well,
shit.
my
necklace?
phone.
I didn't even
like,
know this guy until
Should be necklace. Yeah,
we're sitting right here, and then now
You
now
do.
I'm more and more interested. Well, I know fringely know him, but
One of the times we brought you beer, he was with me.
Do dictation instead of.
he was the guy in the fucking car with
I
you.
want you to-
Okay.
I want you to
Yeah,
read
I
it.
remember that.
Yeah.
I want you to
Why?
read that.
I want to see a picture of
He
him
had-
with,
he had
with
hair.
hair. Yeah, I want to see a picture of him with hair too.
I have.
It was
over,
thinning and disgusting. So you're not
Adam,
missing
I
out
have
much.
over 1,000 pages of a book.
Think of
with-
like the most
with
rapist
that,
killer you could ever think of.
I read it,
which is basically. I want you to read it
but I don't.
to them. Just read it how. How
why
it comes out.
why is he reading this?
Do you like my reading voice?
I
You do
love
have a
your
crisp
reading
voice.
You have a great voice. Like
It's because you enunciate, because you care about words.
I have a.
He's an English
like,
professor.
I just want you to know. Like I have a.
I'm
book-
not enunciating as
I
much
already
as I
have a
should.
book.
'Cause I'm
I have this book wrote.
half baked.
No, you're
already,
fine.
kind
You
of
actually
thing, but-
enunciate better when you're half.
They've never heard it.
To be
but
honest
my
with
You gotta
brother-
let it roll a little bit, take the edge off.
This
you know?
is very sexual. I'm sorry, guys, but whatever.
Yeah.
Well, Adam, to be 100% clear, is you also talk like sometimes when you enunciate, you talk like a foreigner. And you capitalize on certain words when it's like, dude, just speak English.
You're
Like,
not,
Yeah.
you're
what
not a
are we
foreigner.
doing? You know
Well,
what I
that's
mean? Like,
because-
people are like, hey, what
yeah.
are we doing?
Yeah.
But I get it. I understand it.
No, I've totally assimilated into that
I know.
Asian culture, and so I
here's-
do the same thing when I like berate the kids about something, and I go into a different voice, and I go into my wife's,
I know.
my
Like it's super crisp. Like,
my-
dude, that ain't English, baby.
my
Like,
mother-in-law, and everything. Yeah, so it's
This-
so.
this
so that's why when
What-
you drink, you don't do that. That's why I
However,
like
this
it.
this is hard to do. Like I'm literally like I could go grab my guitar right now and play guitar. It's very hard to show like artistic work to others and to
That's not true.
and want
You
their
show it to
and
them,
want
and
their
then people
want their
figure out
approval.
if it's shit or
like
good.
this is very like
I want to send him my
like,
poetry now, dude, and see
your
what he thinks about my shit.
your poetry is
Not-
great.
not on
like,
fucking
I'm not
live
like your
Do it.
poetry is
Footage,
great.
but
I want
fuck it.
you like the only person
All right.
I've showed this with is my brother. So like just
What are you
read
talking
it.
about? You read me the whole fucking
fuck.
thing.
Just
Well,
liar.
it's locked now.
He read it to me too, so he's a lying son of a bitch. Let's hit this, and then we'll wrap it up, and we could do a
don't-
fucking quick after hours. If you
all right.
want.
I just want him to read this. Like
We should do a
All
quick
right,
after
am I
hours.
reading the whole thing?
yeah, you can just read like
Just read a paragraph or two.
read a paragraph. We'll be fine.
The first paragraph.
Well, let me see. Here, let me see.
Jesus, Joe.
That one is the one that has the most imagery.
Yeah, you can stop at.
Okay,
at
this
the
wasn't
50.
this wasn't okayed by the producers, so
So-
fucking I'm gonna have to.
Here we go.
All right.
Here
Watch
we
your
go.
ears.
Ah, fuck me. I thought as I awoke to my half-lit bedroom, the sunlight making an ill attempt of creeping through the shades. The disgust of vile-ass cigars and cheap wine soured my breath as I rolled my tongue throughout it, which evolved so that a sewer overnight, as if a quick lick would cleanse the sins away that were brewing throughout the night. A piss kraken, if I may, a mythical beast long forgotten, had formed in my bladder overnight that must be released. A subtle feminine moan arose from the other side of the bed as I shifted to a standing position,
It's a child's book right here.
staggering and avoiding the shit on the floor that made up of old clothes of war that smelt of wine and women scattered throughout the bleak room. I made it to the pisser. About to burst, I desperately searched for the light switch. The light hit my eyes like sand from a windy beach, and a sting began to build in them. But not a sting that would make one feel as if we were standing on a beach listening to the waves, but a sad, miserable fucking sting that suggests I should get my shit together. I saw my rustic blonde beard and hair in the mirror that suggested nothing but a fucking mess. My chest hair was very groomed as it lay stout amongst my scarred body.
For somebody who hates women novels, you're writing a fucking women's novel over here, bro. Like, I think I came twice,
I want
and then
you-
I want to know that fucking Charlie Hunnam's playing that character.
Yeah,
like
I'm
I get white blonde hair, fucking chest hair.
So how
What are
long
we
have we
doing
been
here?
talking for this?
A little
Feels
we're
two and a half
2:20.
2.5 hours.
Wow. Okay.
So
So I felt like We barely got Japan. We just
We haven't
touched on the
this
Philippines.
is why you have to come back.
We didn't
I
do
know.
Saipan much.
Remember when I was telling you this last night? Like, we have all these stories we want to talk about.
Yeah,
We didn't even
right?
talk about rotate.
Oh, we
Yeah, didn't talk about rotate. Didn't
Right.
talk about martial arts at all.
Didn't talk about smoking weed for the first time.
No.
There's all kinds of stuff. We didn't even touch it.
We'll queue up. We got after hours.
All right. So,
All right.
Adam, if the listeners want to find you to read some of your poetry, where are we going to find you at?
Yeah, you can go to walshwork.com. WALSHWORK.com. And then I have any poetry that is available online. I have it linked so that you can click on the poem and then it'll bring you to the website and you can read the poem.
Okay.
Other stuff that is published, it'll bring you to like where it was published.
Right.
But yeah, you wouldn't be able to actually access it unless you bought that particular journal or publication.
Okay.
But walshwork.com is where you'd be able to find me.
Our shout outs. Thank you, 1252 Sports Chicago Network out of Chicago's. Chicago's. We got Harry the Greek.
Harry the Greek's on there.
Right. Hube's Views and Brews.
Hube's Views and Brews.
Okay.
Bro, I'll brew some shit.
Are you going to brew me up some stuff?
I'll brew him some shit.
Yeah, when was the
Obviously,
last time you did brewing?
we haven't done
It's
that
been
in
a
minute.
while. It's been a minute.
I
since
stay
moved
brewing.
here.
Yeah.
I
COVID
stay-
killed that shit for
I
you?
stay
Yeah, no.
brewing.
I stay brewing, dude. I got three 5-gallon fermenters going right now.
So we got some brews going.
Also, we already said the Over and Under with Harry the Greek will actually give out his real title. The Hard Count Football Podcast with Jacob Charnar. That motherfucker actually had, God damn it, the guy's name fucking eludes me right now. The ref for the NFL who just retired. I brought it up to you earlier.
Herb Dean.
Herb Dean. Herb Dean.
Dean's
UFC
MMA.
fighter. Whatever. It doesn't fucking matter. He ain't making money. So, of course, us, Three Shots Podcast, baby. If you want to reach out, you want things to talk about, drop us a line on Instagram, which is Three Shots Podcast, Twitter, Three Shots Podcast, or I'm sorry, Three Shots PC, Facebook, Three Shots Podcast.
1252 has a new
Can
studio.
we end this with one thing?
What's up, baby?
All right. I want everybody to repeat this.
What's up?
Pekpekko.
Pekpekko?
Pekpekko.
Pekpekko.
All right, here we go. 3, 2, 1. Pekpekko. Thank you.
Oh, you're good, dude. He's going to load it up.
Who
to
knows what the
fucking-
fuck we just said?
That
knows?
means my pussy.
My
There we
pussy.
go.
Load it up, buddy. We're
Cue
good.
that shit.
Yeah, we'll cue it. No, it's we'll do a little after hours and talk a little shit.
So what does the after hours mean?
The after hours is pretty much whatever we do.
No, they've been like, hey,